There we go. Turn that down a little bit, I guess. There we go. Live once again. Been a minute. Been a hot minute. I apologize for that. It has been a hell of a month. Wolf, how you doing, bro? Me personally, I have had I've had better times. This month has started off with an absolute slugfest. So yeah, this is gonna be one of them streams. Not like the stream's gonna be bad or anything, but like it's gonna be one of those like one of those very, what would you call it? Like I don't know what you call it really. My mind's drawing a blank. It's a real, a real stream, if you will. Also, something cool. I have my phone. Got my phone new case with a little tripod thingy, so I can look at chat without having to physically pick up the phone. Just working and earning platinums in spare time. Been a while. I feel that. Oh. Oh, yeah, okay. Add that inconvenience to the pile. I'll be right back. Gotta go deal with some stuff. I'll be right back.
of households that joined Peloton early in the year are still active a year later.
Yeah, if you like cycling to EDM.
Not just EDM. Try cycling to Broadway hits. Take a scenic hike in Iceland on our treadmill or row to some 80s jams.
Because I have so much free time.
Whether you have 30 minutes or just 5, Peloton can fit any schedule. 92% stick with it. So can you. Try Peloton tread, row, or bikes risk-free with a 30-day home trial. New members only. Not available in remote locations. See additional terms at onepeloton.com/home-trial.
Apologies for the interruption. Just a brief reminder to let you know that Skittles gummies have 5 delicious fruity flavors that pair perfectly with whatever song comes on next. The Skittles you love, now in a gummy form. It's like a party for your mouth. Squish the rainbow, taste the rainbow. Click or tap the banner to learn more.
Meet Joe A,
Hi.
Joe B,
Hello.
and Joe C.
What's up?
3 everyday Joes perfecting their banking with Chase. Joe A is locking his lost debit card with the Chase mobile app. Joe B is cruising toward his new ride with AutoSave. And Joe C's Chase banker is helping him budget to go back to school. Tools that help protect, support for what's next. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Messaging and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
All right. Sorry about that. Unfortunate timing. Basically been this month in a nutshell. Whew. Motherfucker let me out there to bring all those sodas in by myself. God damn it. Anyway. Today it's going to be a chill kind of stream. I'm going to be window. Hold on. Excuse me. Where? There we go. Whoa, what are you doing down there? Yes. We'll just do it like that. All right. There we go. That's better. All right. So today's going to be sort of a chill sort of stream. And I want to explain why I haven't been streaming that much. We're going to be doing some tier lists, and as you can see, I already have a few selected here. And yeah, like I said, the beginning of this month has been a lot has happened in the past week, and all of it basically being Basically, like, what's the word? See what I mean? I get started and then I completely lose my train of thought. Like a universal fuck you, specifically to me. You know? It's been a rough one. And, I'm curious whether I should just start this. Just start one of these lists and then go into it, but I don't know. Like, should I just dump it all out now? Or just go about doing these lists and then just, as I go, I don't know. I have no idea. So, let's start with some positives while I have everything here. Let's see, I think I'll start with this one. So the first one we have here is every 2022 movie tier list. I have not seen a large number of these, but I have seen just enough to, I think, fill out this list. So, this is here. I actually need a minute, like, holy shit. Well, I came here to have a serious conversation with y'all, have a good time, do some tier lists, and damn it, what happens? I get called out to carry in like 12 cases of soda and water all by myself. God damn it. I'm too fat for this shit. I'm actually gonna go ahead. I'm gonna turn off the TV, I think. I don't know if that's going to mess anything up, though. Oh, well. Made for this. Whoa, hold up. I think I have chroma key on. Hold on a second. No. That needs to be fixed. I just noticed two of the tiers just black nothingness. I just had a freaking stroke. Hold on. There we go. That's better. There we go. I had chroma key on. That's not good. Alright, but so let's go ahead and dump out some facts real quick. The first being that we as in my family and I, were under threat of having our bank account terminated the day before the 1st, which is when we pay our bills. Most of them only can be done digitally. So that was fun. So what it was, about 2 years, not 2 years, about year and a half back, my grandmother clicked on a link for a it's one of those scam pop-ups that are like, oh, click here for a free loan. My grandmother is old. She does not know better, you know? So basically for the past year and a half, these guys have been basically digging deeper and deeper into the house's main computer, just embedding themselves in. And basically, we have gone through about 20 credit cards because they kept getting a hold of them. And what's worse is that they've gotten, like, every time this happened, they've gotten faster and better at it. You know? Like, the last time we lost a card, not only did they get my grandmother's card, but my grandfather's card as well. That is where we were like, okay, we need to do something now. This is getting out of hand, you know? And we tried doing things before, like we have a tech whiz friend to the family who comes over, like always checks the computer and basically tries to fight these guys. As you've seen, it does not work. So we went to the bank to basically have them slice these cards, and that's when they laid out some hard truths on us. They said, listen, this has been going on for too long. We've given you 20 cards. All of them have been compromised. What you need to do is you need to get your computer checked out by a pro, someone who knows what they're doing, so they can completely wipe it. Completely factory reset it, you know, wipe out the memory, wipe out everything on it. Right now, we're going to freeze your account. We're going to freeze your account until you've done this to prevent them from digging even deeper. And once we have, and once you've given us sufficient proof that you've done this, we will unfreeze your account and you can get back to banking, right? Herein lies the problem. Well, not the problem, but here's what happened next, right? We got it wiped. We took it to the Geek Squad down at Best Buy. They completely wiped the computer for us for a small fee, I think. I wasn't there to witness it, but my dad took it over and did it. So, we got it done. We have a written thing from a member of the Geek Squad to give to the bank saying, hey, it's been done. You can unfreeze the account, this and that. And they unfroze our account. On the 1st, like halfway through the day, and usually we'd have all of our shit together at that point. We've already would have paid like 75 to 80% of our bills. The rest of them would be in-store, like payoffs, you know. Then we do some grocery shopping. We can't do the grocery shopping now. We can only pay our bills and then wait for the next day for that, you know? Now, here's what hit us like a sack of bricks, right? Our teller told us that, listen, the problem's solved. You have your account back. But if it happens again, we're going to have to terminate your account and you're going to have to try and bank somewhere else. Being told that you're under threat of being kicked out of your one and only means of managing your money, yeah, you know, kind of sends you into a panic attack. And now it's even worse because now everyone's paranoid to do any online shopping. Any at all. You know? Like, any shopping whatsoever puts everyone on edge, you know? And that was just the first sock to the gut. You know? But all of this basically made me stressed. It freaked me out, you know? And it kind of put me in this mood that basically wasn't good for anyone, you know? I'm like, we're gonna lose our bank if this happens again. It's gonna be like a fucking anvil hanging over my head for a while, you know? And then this happened. So, Scream 6 has added this new thing to their marketing, where if you type in a name and a phone number, you or a friend could get a pre-recorded, personalized call from Ghostface. Right? I'm like, oh my god, this is fucking cool, right? Like, bro, my friends are gonna fucking love this if I tell them, which I'm not going to, right? I'm like, how would I not try and prank these guys with this, right? Like, it's basically gift wrapped with a fucking bow on top, you know? So, I send one to my boy Jason, I send one to my boy Armand, right? I'm like, oh man, I cannot wait for their reactions, you know? I sent one to Jason first, then after a while I sent one to my friend Herman, and then I waited like 30 seconds because that's usually how long the phone call was, and then I text him saying, hey, did you like your phone call? And he's like, how did you know? Right? And I broke it down to him, and he's like, I'm going to send... And he's like, oh, did you send one to Jason? I'm like, yeah, but he's at work, so I don't really know if he got it. You know, he might have just hung up on it automatically, unfamiliar number, probably just hung up on it, you know, because he's in the middle of work, you know. So Herman's like, bro, I'm going to Jason's apartment, right? And I'm like, oh, I know where you're going with this. He's like, yeah, I want you to send him another one when he gets off work, when I'm supposed to go over there. I'll give you the cue to send the phone call, and then you give me the cue after the phone call's done, and I'll knock on his door. And I'm like, oh, that's fucking evil genius, right? Because the Ghostface message ends with the line, I'll see you soon, right? I figured, oh, that's brilliant, you know? I'll be right back.
Hey Chico State students, looking for student housing for fall 2023? Campus Walk is only steps away from campus and has fully furnished 2 and 4 bedroom apartments. Includes cable and internet. Enjoy a resort-style pool, luxury-style clubhouse, and outdoor fitness area. Spots are filling up fast. Tap now to visit us at campuswalkchico.com and schedule your tour today. Oh yeah, and we're pet-friendly too.
Alright. Sorry about that. My grandfather had a question on this Space Invader scratcher. Apparently it's too complicated for him to do. Anyway, so back to it. And as we waited to do this, we just kept compiling on top of it. Like, oh, what if we send them like some spooky texts before we do this? And I'm like, oh, there's something, right? Excuse me. And so we're like, okay, here's what we're gonna do. Here's the full prank planned out, right? This was what was supposed to happen, right? Herman would go to his place. He would give me the signal. I would send the first text. And what it would be a message from me and Herman for him to answer the phone, right? We would swap back and forth. Like, I got 2 texts, he got 1. It would be, I would go answer, Herman would say and then I would text him phone, and then I would initiate the call. which I figured that'd be spooky, right? Imagine you got texts from two of your friends to answer the phone in compound like that, and then you get a phone call from a random number you've never heard of, right? That sounds like some Ghostface activity, you know? So I give him, okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you this signal, which is the phone emoji, right? I'm going to give him the phone emoji. He's going to give me the phone emoji, rather. He's going to text me the phone emoji, and then I will initiate the sequence, right? I'm wondering if anyone can actually figure out where this went wrong. So oh, there's a hair right there. Get that off of there. Ew. So about 10 minutes go by, and Herman sends me a text. And what it was the thumbs up emoji and the call emoji. So I'm like, oh, it's time. Okay. So I send Jason the first text, right? I send him the answer, right? And Herman said, oh, let's make it all caps, right? To show threat, right? So I send him answer in all caps. Then I queued Herman. I send him the same emoji, you know, and he didn't answer back. I'm like, is he going to give the signal or not? So I texted him, signal, and he said, got it, right? And I'm like, oh, okay. So I sent my second text, you know, which is phone, right, in all caps. Then I initiated the call and waited 30 seconds, right? At around 40 seconds, Jason calls me. I'm like, oh man, he's going to call me wondering what the fuck's going on. This is going to be great, right? So I answer the phone, and he's like, dude, I don't have any calls from you. I don't know why you're fucking biting my head off. And I'm like, what do you mean calls from me? I didn't say anything about calls from me. He's like, bro, you've been telling me to answer the phone. I don't have any calls from you. He's like, did you not get a phone call in the last 30 seconds? He's like, no, I've been too busy trying to figure this out. I'm like, what the fuck? Right? So Herman sends me a text, and that's when I wanted to just drop dead. I wanted to drop dead because his text said, hey, could you give me about 50 minutes? I have some stuff to do. I'm like, excuse me? And I texted him like, what do you mean? You sent the signals? Like, no, I was okaying the signal. Then you just say okay. Don't answer with texts, with emojis, when this is an emoji-sensitive prank. And that's when I was like, compounded with what happened earlier, you know, with that happening and how stressful it's been trying to figure out and decide what movies to watch this month, you know. And this going horribly wrong, it sent me. I'm gonna be fully honest, it sent me. And I was like, are you fucking serious? And I was so angry that when I was talking to Jason, I was talking like super fucking aggressive because I was just done with this month. It's only been the first fucking week, and I'm already done with fucking March. You know what I mean? And I was like, bro, this is out of control, right? And the worst part is that Jason told me, bro, like when I was explaining the ghost, he's like, yeah, well, why would you send one to me while I was at work? I'm like, you actually answered? And like, yeah, I answered, Then when I got the phone call, I hung up and blocked the number. I'm like, are you telling me that this prank wouldn't have worked in the first place?
Are you tired of cramped
You know?
dorm rooms and noisy roommates? Upgrade to a comfortable and affordable home with AAA properties. Our houses are perfect for yourself.
You're telling me it wouldn't have worked to begin with? So, at that point, I was like, bro, this is fucking stupid. You know, I started unventing all of the pent up aggression that I've had with the past week. Like, it all just came spilling out. And Jason was like, you know what, fuck this. And then, so a thing about Jason, he has basically an unhealthy way of, I'm going to be, in my opinion anyway, because when I look at this, I'm like, I don't think this is the way to handle this, you know, but it's his way. When Jason is mad about something, he, like, completely cuts off communication with whoever he's mad at. He blocks their number, unfollows them on everything, unfriends them on everything. And after a certain amount of time, he'll eventually be like, okay, I'm cool to talk with this person now, right? And another thing about Jason is that he doesn't really communicate what bothers him. He's very, like, private about that, you know? And it's because of that I wouldn't have known unless I got glasses to go and help him vent, which is what I always do in the situation. He's a good listener, and he's good at basically... He's a good ear to lean on, you know? So, because Jason is so private about what pisses him off, I would never have known that apparently my mannerisms when I get mad have been annoying him for a while. You know? And Jason, if you're watching this in the future, you need to communicate more, man. You need to communicate more with what bothers you in life, you know? Like, trying to just keep it, like, in is not healthy, you know? And it prevents people from working on what annoys you to try and change it, you know? But anyway, and apparently he's been having issues with Herman as well recently about, like, communication. And I'm not gonna go into that. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna keep that off the table. It's none of my business. I personally want to share my business, so that's why I'm telling it. So anyway. But yeah, he basically went on a whole rant to Glasses, our friend Glasses, and said, you know, oh, they should just delete my number. I don't want to fucking talk to them anymore, you know? And this is why I said that his way of solving problems being to avoid them and ignore them is fucking unhealthy. I feel like, because he just got, you know, he's living independently now. He's got his own job, his own wage, you know, his own place to live. You know, he's just now getting life off the ground, you know, his own personal life off the ground. And I feel like his means of blocking people when he's mad at them isn't healthy, like, because I feel like that's just going to lead him down a very lonely road. Because me and Herman, we've known him for like more than a decade now. For me, about a decade. You know? I've known him all throughout high school. We stayed in touch after I moved a couple towns away. Muggs, how you doing? And, you know, like, me and my friend Herman, we'd never give up on our boy. Never. We never give up on our friend. Ever. But I feel like if he reaches a point where he decides himself not to communicate with us and just drop our friendship altogether, that's going to lead him down a lonely road, because we can wait for him, you know? We can wait for him to simmer down, to, like, get his thoughts together, to, you know, to the point where he's like, all right, cool, I'm going to talk to my friends again. I'm calm now. I can do this. It usually takes about 2 weeks, you know, 2 weeks of silence. And he's like, hey, guys, I'm back, you know? So the thing is, I feel like this is going to take him down a lonely road in the future, because, like, we've known him for so long, you know, like I said, all throughout high school. But if there's ever a point where I can't hang out with them due to, like, my situation, you know, or if Herman at some point has to move away or something like that, and we can't communicate as much, I feel like this means of problem solving is going to lead to people just being like, listen, you can block me all you want, man, like, I'm done with you. You know, I feel like people are going to be done with him instead of him being done with them. Oh, heck yeah, I'm going to see it Sunday. Yeah. And I hope my friend Jason will be there. I really do hope he'll be there. At this point, it's looking unlikely, but I hope he'll be there. Muggs, if you missed it, this month's been an absolute disaster. Banking issues, under threat of our bank account being terminated, you know. My friend Jason isn't talking to me or my friend Herman because of a prank gone sour. You know, and oh yeah, I completely forgot. The point I was making about it being unhealthy is that not only will it, like, isolate him from other people he might try to be friends with, but it also prevents communication when it's truly needed. Like when he blocked us and was talking to Glasses to vent, you know, he mentioned my text and how I was biting his head off with text, because the text that I sent for the sake of the prank, right? The texts I sent for the sake of the prank, which sounded really aggressive, because they were supposed to be. They were supposed to be sent by Ghostface, you know, with hacked phones. But because the queues were messed up and there was miscommunication with the queues for us to initiate our prank, it just looked like I was yelling at him to answer his phone, you know? And he used that as evidence that I am being an asshole to him, when all I want to do is explain. It was like, no, bro, it's just part of a prank that's gone bad, bro. It was just a miscommunication. It wasn't anything towards you. It was just a bad prank, you know? But I can't, because he blocks people before they have any iota of a chance of explaining themselves. And I want to make this clear. If your solution to a problem is to avoid that problem, nothing is going to get solved and things are only going to get worse. You know? And again, I'm not telling the story to, like, say, like to bring down my friend or anything like that. I'm not. I want to tell him all of this for his benefit, bro. Because I do feel like this means of problem solving is just going to make things worse for him down the line. You know? Like, I care about my friends. I want them. And again, he's possibly, in terms of independence, the most successful out of all of us. You know? Like, he has his own place. He has his own job to supply his needs. You know, but I feel like he needs to understand that in order to fix a problem, you gotta actually confront the problem. You know? And when he ever decides to talk to me or Armand again, more than likely Armand first, and then Armand will probably convince him to talk to me to get to get some water under the bridge, you know? I'm going to tell him all of this. Like, this is from the heart, man. This is not like me trying to justify myself. No. Because under the stresses of the month, I was at the limit, but I still shouldn't have snapped at my friend because of how mad I was at this month. Like, this month has been stressful, but it doesn't like exclude me from like yelling at him. You know, it doesn't justify that. I also want to explain to him that I'm not, because another one of his arguments was that I'm whiny when things don't go my way. And I will agree to that. But it's not because things don't go my way, it's because things don't go the right way. A thing about myself that I haven't really explained on stream is that I have ADHD with minute autism. Small amount of autism. Not like, you know, like as you can see, I'm very fluent in talking sometimes. But I don't really have control of my emotions at times, you know? And it's the mixture of this ADHD and minute autism that I see things that if things don't go the way they're supposed to go, you know, like if it's like, what's a good example? I don't know, but you guys have heard it when I was like, sometimes when I play my games, if a gameplay mechanic doesn't work, I'm like, what the fuck, man? This thing's supposed to do this one thing, right? And it just makes me irrationally mad, right? Like, okay, here's another good example, and this actually involves scratchers. My grandmother gave me $30 to put in a scratcher's machine so I can get some scratchers for my grandfather, right? And I was like, okay, I'm going to hit the $25 thing for this one $5 scratch off, which is basically you press the button, it gives you $25 worth of these $5 scratchers, and then I would hit the $5 single scratcher button, and that would be 30. Right? And my grandmother's like, no, hit the 4, which is a button you press to get 4 scratchers. I'm like, why? I can just hit this $25 button, this $25 button, and get 5 of them. And she's just like, you know, she's like, no, because then I'd have to give you more money. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Why would that why would you have to give me more money when I can do math and determine that indeed I can press this button and this button and it would give me $30, right? I don't know, I get irrationally mad when things don't go the proper way. Like if I'm told things go one way, I'm actually gonna jump into this. This is the wrong fucking tier list. This is later because I just binged all these movies. Anyway, I'm gonna get into that now. Basically, point is, I hope I hope Jason talks to me soon, because this is the first time he actually threatened to like say, hey, delete my number. I don't want to fucking talk to you anymore. You know? And that hurt. It hurts. It hurts every time. It like always puts a pit in my stomach because I'm like, is this going to be the one? You know, is this going to be the one where he never fucking talks to me again? You know? I don't know. It's just stress. It's just stress all around. Anyway, now that all the bullshit's out the way, time to de-stress with a little bit of tier list. Now again, I'm also taking requests for certain ones, like the ones I have selected so far: Friday the 13th, Evil Dead, Frankenstein movies, the Resident Evil movies, and every movie of 2022. So these are the ones that I have selected right now. I am taking requests. I have this blank one right here that I can search and do. So if anyone has any ideas, feel free to shout them out. And also, if anyone's wondering about the music, it is Divide Music. I can't stress this enough. This guy only releases fire. He has not hit fucking once. He has not missed once. Never missed. Anyway. So, I'm actually going to go ahead. I'm going to cull the herd a little bit by putting the ones I haven't seen in the thing. Yeah, we're going to do 2022 right now. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to put the ones that I haven't seen in the haven't seen category, kind of cull the herd, that way I don't have to dig around. Oh yeah, this is gonna surprise someone. I haven't seen Everything Everywhere All at Once yet. Haven't seen it yet, but I'm going to. I really want to, actually. Haven't seen Father Stew. Haven't seen Hotel Transylvania. Don't really. Haven't seen this. I haven't seen Jackass Forever. Kimmy. Haven't seen Moonfall. Yeah, I know I want to see it, but I've never gotten the chance to, and it depresses me. Adam. It is. I'm not going to deny that. You know what? I'm not even gonna. I haven't seen it. I'm just gonna put it in there. I'm just gonna put it in there. Haven't seen The Bad Guys. I've heard good things about it. It's on Netflix. I could watch it. Haven't seen that. Haven't seen that. Haven't seen that. Haven't seen that. Haven't seen The Northman Easer. I cannot talk today. Anyway. Haven't seen The Outfit, but that looks like a good movie. My grandparents have seen that. Haven't seen it myself. Haven't seen Top Gun. I have seen that. Haven't seen Zero Contact. South Park Streaming Wars is a movie? Wait, South Park Streaming Wars is a movie? I thought it was like a long episode. Haven't seen that. Haven't seen that, but I do want to see Man from Toronto. Haven't seen the Beavis and Butthead movie. Haven't seen Elvis. Hustle. This is gonna be a long. This is gonna be a long one. Haven't seen this. Father of the Bride. Isn't that a remake? I don't know. I just haven't. I haven't seen the first Top Gun, so if I saw Maverick, I'd probably. I don't know. I feel like I want to watch the first one before I watch the sequel, even though I heard the sequel's better. Honor Society, Minions, Paws of Fury. Oh, there's part 2 right there. It's a remake? What's a remake? Were you talking about Top Gun? Top Gun's a remake? I didn't know it was a remake. I thought it was a sequel. Well, I learned something new today. Haven't seen this. Haven't seen Grey. I want to watch The Princess. I have Hulu. I can watch that. No. Haven't seen Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. Breaking. Haven't seen Day Shift. I've been meaning to get around to that one. Fall. Haven't seen the sequel to The Orphan, but I want to. But it's going to be weird because she's not a kid anymore. I feel like they probably should have made this while she was still small, but now they have her walking on her knees in most scenes. Oh, Father of the Bride. Oh, I had a feeling that was a remake. Yes. Sam. Invitation, that's also on Netflix. I want to... There's so many movies I can just go and watch right now on streaming, but my lazy ass just won't do it. What is this? 3,000 Years of London? I've seen Bullet Train, so... that. Call Me Jane. Causeway. Yeah. I lost my train of thought. I haven't seen that or that. You're really gonna get... I haven't seen... I wanted to see this because it's like a serious comedy. Just put Batman in peak cinema. We'll get to it. I haven't seen Banshees yet, but I want to, because it's like a serious, like it's a serious movie with a hint of comedy, and I like that. Pray for the Devil, haven't seen that. We are narrowing this shit down real fast. This, what is that? School of Good and Evil? Haven't seen that. Wendell and Wild, haven't seen that, but I want to. I've seen Barbarian, haven't seen Blondie. Bros, Dead for a Dollar. Am I the only one that thinks Dead for a Dollar sounds like a secret Man with No Name sequel? Just with no Clint Eastwood? Well, I can see it. Fistful of Dollars, a few dollars more, and then Dead for a Dollar. Step down from peak, but still fantastic. Okay. I have seen that. I've seen that. Haven't seen Lyle Lyle. I refuse. You know what? Hold on. I haven't seen it, but I'm still going to put it here. This is absolute garbage. The live-action remake of Pinocchio. Hell no. Oh, no. You lost me from a clip of Pinocchio smelling horse shit. You lost me at that, Chief. Haven't seen Amsterdam. Haven't seen whatever that is. Haven't seen Woman King, but that looks like an interesting film. Haven't seen that. Okay, now for some sacrilege. I haven't seen RRR. I haven't seen that. I got intimidated by the 3 hours, but I've heard from people that it's the most entertaining 3 hours they've ever seen. And I'm curious, like, but the 3 hours, like, really, like, the 3 hours really, kind of, like, threatens me a little bit. A Man Called Otto, haven't seen that, but I've heard good things. Haven't seen Avatar, Babylon. But I've heard from you personally, Wolf, that Babylon's pretty good. Haven't seen this. Oh, man, I feel bad for Bruce Willis. I haven't seen this. This is getting really fucking small. This. I haven't... Don't really watch many for him. Avatar mid. Yeah, it's just a spectacle. You go for the spectacle, but yeah. I haven't seen Glass Onion. I haven't seen Glass Onion yet. Wanna Dance, Lamborghini, Matilda. I haven't seen this Matilda reboot. This musical Matilda reboot. I haven't seen that. The animated Night at the Museum on Disney Channel. Wait, whoa. What is Operation Fortune doing here? What is Operation Fortune doing here? I just saw that yesterday. Boy, if you don't get... I'm still going to rate you, but you're going to the ass end of the list. Paradise City. Haven't seen the Guillermo del Toro Pinocchio. This one hurts. This one hurts. I haven't seen Puss in Boots. And I heard nothing but good things, but I just haven't seen it. Haven't seen the Netflix Scrooge. Haven't seen Slumberland, which is apparently Little Nemo. Like, I saw Slumberland, and I'm like, wait a minute, wasn't there a thing called Little Nemo in Slumberland? And I looked deeper, I'm like, oh my god, this is Little Nemo, just without Little Nemo being in the fucking title. It came out in other countries in 2022. Okay, well, I'm still gonna rate it, because I just saw it yesterday, so... haven't seen Spirited. Haven't seen Spoiler Alert. I've seen Strange Worlds. Haven't seen Pale Blue Eyes. I've seen The Menu. Haven't seen Sun. I want to watch The Whale so much. You know what? I haven't seen it, but this is going to be another one that I haven't seen, but still going to rate. Like, just seeing how emotional he was to get that fucking award. Oh my god. The thing is, do I put it at peak or very good? Like, I'm actually my eyes are actually tearing up from how emotional Brendan Fraser got when he got that award. Like, he's such a wholesome human being. A little overrated. See, from what I'm seeing so far, I like bits and pieces of the story that I've seen, like Puss, like, actually dealing with the fact that, you know, he actually has the threat of death, you know? So, I want to see The Whale 2. They played it in every theater in my city except the one I work. Oh, that's sad. Wait, what are you doing in here, Dumbledore? Get your ass in that list. There you go. All right. Holy crap, I'm going to have to scroll in order to get up there. Okay, so we've narrowed it down. These are the movies that I have seen that came out in 2022. These are the ones right here. I've seen all of these. So I'm just going to go in order on here just for convenience, you know? So, starting off, we have Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, Disney Plus. I'm going to give like small reviews as I do this too. So this one, I'm going to put it at it's fine. It wasn't really offensive. I didn't really care for, I forgot his name, as Chip. But the person playing Dale, he had some genuine laughs from me. But what it was, like, it's like a discounted, straight-to-DVD Asylum, like, version of Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Basically, like, there's I've caught, like, Randy from South Park is in that movie. So yeah, South Park is officially in a Disney property. That's fun. But, like, it wasn't really all that offensive. It was not, I don't know if I'd watch it again, but I watched it the first time out of morbid curiosity, and that curiosity was definitely met. You know? Like there's references to Jimmy Neutron, Dragon Ball, like I said before, South Park. It's an odd one. It's a strange one. And especially odd that Disney's the one that made it. But it's not the best, not the worst. It's mid. You know? Just something you watch, turn your brain off just to kill some time. So, next we have Death on the Nile, the sequel to Death on the Orient Express. I'm going to put that at good. This one, it's a step above this, not the same quality as The Whale, but it's... I think Orient Express is better, but Death on the Nile was an okay sequel. Like, if you go in with your usual, like lower expectations that you have for the first one, you know, it'll meet your expectations. Not exactly a cash grab sequel, but it's fine. It's fine. Also, a character died in that I didn't expect to die. It threw me for a loop. But anyway. You know what? We have Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I had fun with it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna put it at so bad it's fun, because it's not a good movie, but it has those little seasonings of Sam Raimi that I just can't not have fun with. You know? And that Bruce Campbell cameo was... It made the movie for me, so I'm going to put that right here. Oh, it's fine. Yeah, you know what? I'll put it at fine. It's fine. I'll put it at it's fine. You make it grew on you? That's good. Always nice when your expectations kind of grow after time. Now, Morbius, on the other hand, that's going so bad it's fun. That one... That one's going so bad it's fun. That one... Oh, boy. I mean, it was so bad that people made up a line and people believed it was part of the movie. So, sort of like artificial, what's it called? What's it called? Where fucking you remembered thing one way, but it's different. I forgot what it's called. Something effect. I don't remember, but it's like a artificial version of that was made by fans. And yeah, I'll also agree with that as well, Wolf, that Firestarter was fine. The first one, the original, is good. The original one I would put at very good, I think, because I enjoyed the original. This one feels like it was setting up stuff that's not gonna happen. You know? Okay. The remake of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the requel of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre on Netflix. This one's a tough one because this is one of those movies that I have a more positive opinion about than most people. I'm more positive on this one. It's not my favorite. I would... You know what? It's not a good movie. But I will say I did have fun with it. So I'm going to put it in so bad it's fun. Because I did have fun with it. I had a lot of fun with that. Especially the party bus massacre. Oh my god, that was funny. It was funny to me. I'm a sick bastard. You need to understand this. But I will say it's not a good movie. But I did have fun watching it. So bad it's fun. For me, though, it's a step above the DirecTV's Leatherface and Texas Chainsaw 3D. But it's not better than any of the other movies for me. It's lower than all the rest of them. Mainly because... So, the only reason why Texas Chainsaw 3D is below this, by the way, in case someone might be wondering, is because the consistency is just fucking obliterated in that movie. Alright, Scream 2022. I gotta put it in very good. I gotta. Like, for me, I'm part of the fandom that's like, there's no such thing as a bad Scream. I'm sorry, that's just me. There's just no such thing as a bad Scream for me. This right here. I enjoyed it. You know? I don't really have much to say about it. I just liked it. I also loved how everyone that was egging on it is like, oh man, they took shots at us. And I'm like, you're fucking proving their point. Congratulations. Because the whole thing about Scream was about... Yes, the thing about 2022 Scream is that each Scream's theme is unique to it. This one's theme was toxic fandoms, as well as requels. And I love how when they take shots at the toxic fandom gets mad. And I'm like, you're proving their point. Like, what argument are you making? You know? Oh my god. I'm sure some of them were trolls, but like, I'm still like, what? So your argument to disprove their point is to prove their point. You're a smart individual. Anyway. Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I gotta say, the Sonic movies, they've been kind of killing it. I'm gonna be honest, they've been killing it. It's actually amazing that they're killing it. You don't even care to speak cinema? Okay, alright, I see you. Well, I will say this, in terms of video game movies, that shit is peak. This is easily the best video game movie we've had so far. Like, it's actually crazy how much Sonic's killing it. And to think, like, okay, story time. When they showed the original trailer for the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, I was so excited. Not because I thought it was going to be good, but because I thought it was going to be the most hilarious train wreck I was ever going to see. But then they changed the design, and part of me was kind of sad they changed Ugly Sonic. I like that they hired someone from the fandom to redesign him, though. That shit alone. Yes, that is brilliant casting right there. John Bernthal as Shadow the Hedgehog. Oh my god, that is brilliant. Yo, sign me up for that. I'm in. Now the moment we've all been waiting for, just gonna put you up here. All right, moving on. No, I'm just kidding. The Batman. Oh my god, that was so good. And the worst part is, my friend Warchief still refuses to fucking see it because of his undying hatred for fucking... I forgot his name. The guy from Twilight. This is what happens when I get going, bro. I fucking forget shit on the spot. Goddamn ADHD, bro. But... like, he has an undying hatred for the guy that plays Batman in this movie, and he still refuses to see it. I'm like, you are literally doing yourself a disservice. Like, it's 3 hours, but it is the fastest 3 hours. I was enthralled the entire time. That shit. Oh my god. Like, listen, I have a soft spot. Robert Pattinson, thank you. I still have a soft spot for... I don't know... like, oh my god. Like, if I were to rank the Batman movies, oh my god, that might be something to do tonight. Oh my god. But in terms of the Batman movies, this one might take the tie for my favorite Batman movie. Like, it's between the Batman and the Dark Knight, I feel. The Dark Knight is possibly the Batman movie I've seen the fucking most and know the most about the behind the scenes. But, oh my god, definitely peak for this year. So, Turning Red, this is where we're entering... this one's where we're entering sort of my own thing, because I still give Disney a shot. Just a checkup, if you will. A checkup to see how Disney's doing. And, they're a bit confused, in my opinion, because they have two studios, both doing 3D animation. Pixar seems to be the one that... I'm going to put that on It's Fine, by the way. I wasn't really offended by it. Like, nothing was, like, offended me about it. Like, for me, it was just Disney fluff. Yeah, you're not in the demographic category. Neither am I, but here I am. You know, this is where my life has taken me. You know, but let me actually zoom in. Oh yeah, that's good. That's good right there. Oh, that's good right there. Yeah. Okay, did a little zoom in. All right, but I feel like okay, this is just me and my overly rational mind thinking. Everyone was upset that they talked about, you know, monthly problems involving women. And that's like, my children shouldn't be watching a Disney film that explains this. I'm like, listen, this is a PG movie. It says parental guidance. I feel like that alone is just enough to put the P in front of the G. Disney's been kind of sketchy on that. But it's just like, you're gonna be teaching them about this soon anyway. Like, if you're showing them this movie, then what, 5-6 years tops, you're already gonna be talking to them about this, you know? Like, the movie is just sort of like a Band-Aid being ripped off on the talk, in a way. Or at least the conversation starter to get, like, to initiate it. I don't know. But it was fine. Nothing really offensive. It was... yeah, there were some bits and pieces that I was like, just sitting there, blank-faced. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna mute, get that ad out of here. I don't have Spotify Premium, if you can't tell. Wasn't X released. Really forgettable? I feel that. Wasn't X released in 2022 as well, or was that like at the ass end of 2021? I think that might have been the ass end of 2021. I don't know. Anyway, now we go from a peak video game movie. Actually, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to put that in very good. A peak video game. Why the fuck isn't it in here? Excuse me? Okay, well, listen, I enjoyed X and Pearl pretty much the same. Well, I don't know, but we'll get to it when we get to it. Basically, where I put Pearl is probably where I'm going to put X as well. Anyway, from an S tier video game movie to definitely a lower tier movie. So I'm the biggest Uncharted nerd in in my group of friends. Like, I have replayed. My nose bleeding? No, it's not. Yeah, it was good. For me, it was good. I'm the biggest Uncharted nerd in my friend group. Like, I've replayed literally all of these games multiple times. Like, okay, it's on the same grounds as Grand Theft Auto 5 for me, where I basically just do a full playthrough of each game at least once a year. You know, the entire franchise, at least once a year, I revisit this franchise. And the Uncharted movie, it wasn't bad, but I definitely feel like some things could have been tweaked. But with some of the issues I have with it, the one I don't have is the overall adventure. Yeah, it was different, but it still felt like Uncharted. Like, a lot of people are like, oh my god, the adventure was so boring, though. But I'm like, listen, this is not seasoned freaking Nathan Drake. This is newcomer to Raiding Tombs Nathan Drake. It makes sense that his first adventure would be a little bit smaller, you know? Oh, yeah. Oh, my god. So... man, that's another tier list I might do, the Uncharted games. But it's like, it makes sense that Nate's first adventure would be smaller. You know? It would be the smallest he's done, because this is like his first adventure. But yeah, so that goes up there. Yeah. Sea Beast. I'm also going to put that at good. Like, it was inoffensive. A lot of people didn't like the design of Red, but it's a giant newt. It's simplistic, but it does its job, you know. But I've seen Sea Beast. Not bad. Not like the best. Not on the same tier Netflix original. So Sea Beast is like Netflix Pixar, if you will. Basically, like, you know how on like old maps they have like little drawings of sea monsters and stuff. Basically, this is like basically that if the sea monsters were real, and like it's an actual occupation to go at sea and hunt monsters, basically. And, you know, someone who hates monsters with a bloody passion meets one that's actually friendly and only attacks when provoked, and blah blah blah. You know, which is why it's right here. I mean, listen, Netflix can knock it out of the park. Like, and I feel like the peak one that they did was Klaus. Klaus was so fucking good, mainly because they brought 2D animation to it. But anyway, it's good, you know. It's very cliched in terms of the story it's trying to tell, so I'm just gonna sit that right there and good. It was fine. Now's the point where I start losing people. Jurassic Park Dominion. I know what you're thinking. If it's anything other than absolute garbage, I'm a madman. I had fun with how bad it was. I had fun with it. I did. I had fun with how bad it was. It's clear they had no idea what they wanted to do to finish this trilogy. They had no idea how they wanted to end this, so they just threw some shit at the wall and just saw what they could fit together. So I'm not saying it's a good movie. It's bad, but it was fun for me. Lightyear. I'm also going to say that this is where most of Disney's shit is going to go. It's mostly going to go here on It's Fine. Yeah, I do, like, if anyone's in the Jurassic community, this was a slap in the face. I get that. I understand that. But there were points where I just busted a gut laughing. Yeah, it's not great. Lightyear's not great. It's going right here. It's fine. Like, Disney, I've been saying this for a while now. Disney has sort of went in reverse a little bit. In the 80s, until they hit it with, at the ass end of the 80s with Little Mermaid, Disney was sort of like this. Their movies were kind of so-so, but they knocked it out of the park with the Disney Afternoon. The shows for the Disney Afternoon, golden, right? Then they moved on and was like, okay, we kicked something off with The Little Mermaid. Now we're going to have this whole renaissance. And they fucking started releasing hit after hit after hit. You know? Yeah. So, like, they've been hitting hit after hit. Right? Now they kind of went back to the 80s in a way. They kind of went back to the 80s. Now the movies are just so-so. And the TV shows have been some of the most well-written stuff Disney has gotten. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Pinocchio, A True Story, yeah. It's not on the list, but I definitely put it at bad. It's fun. Oh, my God. So, Wolf, if you haven't heard of Pinocchio, A True Story, or if you heard of its tale, basically, this independent studio is making a 3D Pinocchio movie.
Hi, I'm Martha Stewart, and I have a question for you. You know that unwelcome guest everyone wishes would just leave already? That's COVID-19. That's why I got an updated booster designed to help protect against recent Omicron variants. Got it? Check eligibility and schedule your updated COVID booster at vaccines.gov. Sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
Have car problems? If you have a 2017 to 2023 car with problems, you need to call My Lemon Law Lawyer right now. That's My Lemon Law Lawyer.
All right, sorry about that little intermission. But if you haven't heard about this, the story of that wolf, basically, they leaked some of the English voice cast for that movie, and the acting was so hilariously bad. Everyone's like, bro, they need to make the whole movie like this. And they listened. They listened. They're like, okay, y'all want it cheesy as hell? You want a good bad movie? We'll give you a good bad movie. And everyone just started hamming it up. Anyway. Alright. But to get back on topic, wait, were we still talking about Lightyear? Right, Lightyear. Right. So, Lightyear, yeah, it's fine. Not the best. Like I was saying before, Disney's been hitting it, like, went back to the 80s. They're hitting it out of the park with their shows. The shows are some of the most well-written, like, stuff out there. And the movies have been severely lacking. They need to fix that. And yes, The Black Phone was very good. Oh, yes, that was very good. First off, I was already a fan of, what's his name? Robert C. Cargill? I don't remember. But, big fan of his, even before he did Sinister, because he was part of this movie critic group on YouTube called Spill. He kind of separated to then move forward in the art of filmmaking, and he's clearly doing well. But like, I used to watch him on Spill in middle school, bro. Like, middle school. All the way up to high school before they stopped doing Spill reviews on YouTube. And well, the people who did Spill kind of moved on and started a new one called Double Toasted. But Cargill wasn't part of that group anymore. He went off and he's doing fucking amazing, working on stuff like the Sinister movies, except for Sinister 2, and The Black Phone, and the first Doctor Strange as well. But anyway, Nope. Nope, I'm also probably gonna put at very good. I would have to say that maybe not on the same thing for me as Get Out or Us, but Nope, I enjoyed Nope. I did. I really did. More so than to put it in good. Yeah. Definitely more than to say it's fine, but Nope was very good. And it had possibly some of the more haunting imagery that there goes my brain again. Definitely the most disturbing images, like when they're inside of it. You know, that. Oh my god. Oh. It felt so claustrophobic. Oh my god. You didn't like Us at all? If I were to rank them, I'd probably say Get Out, Nope, and then Us. Like, Us would definitely be in the lower of this trilogy. But I enjoyed it. You know, even though I did kind of see the twist coming from a mile away from that movie. You didn't really do a good job of hiding that. Okay. Thor, Love, and Thunder. Disney. We need to have a talk, man. Like, at least the guy that helped produce these are out and the old guy's in. You know. So bad it's fun. Yeah, I'll knock it down a smidge, why not? Yeah. But like, Disney, we need to have a fucking talk, man. Work on your shit. Alright. Beast. That one was good. I enjoyed Beast. Mainly because I just like Idris Elba. You know, I'm actually currently in the middle of watching his show, Luther, which itself is getting its own, like, Netflix movie. I believe next month? This month? Next month? I don't know. But this is Idris Elba. He plays a believable dad in that movie. And it's sort of like they're kind of realistic in depicting how a lion would attack people. Especially with the knowledge of the pride and stuff like that. It doesn't get, like, over the top at all. It's a nice, steady, little, suspenseful animal attack movie. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, so is today the one night showing, I think. Okay. Yeah, I just love Idris Elba. That's all I can say. Prey. Oh my God. Did we need Prey? Where'd you go? I accidentally dropped you in here. Come here. We needed Prey. The Predator franchise needed Prey. Bro. Oh my God. Prey. First off, can I just say, Hulu, you're fucking killing it. You're killing it, Hulu, and we'll get to it soon. But Hulu on these, like, pseudo-sequels, prequels and pseudo-sequels, oh my God. Oh my God. They're for me, Hulu's fucking killing it. Like, listen, you might not have cared for it, but you can't fucking tell me that this shit wasn't fucking better than The Predator. Oh my God, that movie was ass. And I had the misfortune of seeing it on the big screen. Oh my God. But no, we needed Prey. Oh God, we needed Prey. We needed it so bad. In terms, well, us as in the Predator franchise, like Predator fandom. Okay. Something interesting about Prey, though, is that there's a second version of the movie that you can watch that's entirely in Comanche. I think, was it Comanche? I don't remember. But basically, the native tongue, if you will. The Native American tongue of that tribe. Alright. Bullet Train. Your ass, I don't care what any of y'all say, your ass is going up here. Your ass is going right up here. Bullet Train, you're going up here mainly because you satisfy. I saw no flaws with Bullet Train, you know? First off, it met my desire in both its sense of humor and its action. And it had sort of like this, dare I say, Edgar Wright style of story in terms of structure. I'm talking movies like Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, a little bit of Baby Driver. And even a movie that isn't made by Edgar Wright but still has Simon Pegg in it, Kill Me Three Times. Oh my God, Kill Me Three Times is such a good movie. But it had sort of like this Edgar Wright feel to it in terms of song selection. Oh, that was Guy Ritchie? No wonder it felt so freaking good to watch. Bro. I mean, okay, so I'm just going to jump down ahead to Operation Fortune. Or I'm going to put it in very good, not on the same peak as Bullet Train, but it's going down here. Ooh. But Bullet Train had sort of like this... like I said, yes, I love quotes. But it had, oh, like a Guy Ritchie movie. Oh, it felt like Guy Ritchie as well. I was talking about, yeah. I feel that, yeah. With the action scenes, I definitely feel a little bit of Guy Ritchie in there. Yeah, but in terms of directing, it definitely had sort of like this Edgar Wright style with the cinematography. Well, I guess I just gave away my feelings on Operation Fortune. I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun yesterday. Oh, it's the Deadpool 2 director that... So that's why... So, a joke that... So, Ryan Reynolds cameos in this movie, for those who haven't seen it. This is the reason... It's funny you say that, because... When my friend Armand, who's in the chat right now, when he hasn't, I saw it in the theater. He didn't. He had to wait for it to come out on Netflix to see it. And I always gave a hint to Ryan Reynolds' cameo. It's like, oh, there's a fun cameo in this movie. He's like, oh, what is it? I'm like, let's just say someone owed Brad Pitt a favor. It's the same director. That's freaking crazy. All right. Black Adam. You were just fine. But it kind of makes sense. I love you, Dwayne Johnson. This movie was meh. You are going right there, sir. I don't really have much to say, excuse me, about Black Adam. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. It was good enough to stay out of this. But when I was watching it, I'm like, yeah, yeah. The more I think about it, probably, but I'm like, y'all spoiled. Oh yeah, he did. He did. I will admit that. But it's like you spoiled your twist in the fucking trailers. How do you do that? How do you do that? You can't keep getting away with this. Like, in the trailers, Dwayne Johnson said, it's like, my son gave his life so he could save mine. I'm like, oh, cool. And then I start watching the movie. I'm like, what? Like, it confused me. Oh, not the Henry Cavill thing. I'm talking, like, you'll get to it. You'll get to it. Barbarian, bro. Barbarian. Yeah, good thing you missed the trailers, because I accidentally hit right click. Where to put... Barbarian was like my top horror movie of the year last year. But is it good enough to take peak? I don't know where to put it. I'll put you in good. I'll put you in very good. Listen, Barbarian ticked off a lot of check marks for me. Mainly because the marketing for it was fucking brilliant. I also found it very disturbing. So, I'm going to put it at very good. For me, anyway. For me. The marketing for it was fucking brilliant because they gave away nothing. Literally the entirety of the marketing and trailers for this movie was the first 20 minutes? I don't know. Oh. That's, you know. It's whatever, but for me, it just ticked off like some of the right notes. Justin Long's character was a bit much when they introduced him. But like once he got to that house and things started kicking off again, like it felt like they had that momentum, then they dropped it to introduce Justin Long. But then they like brought it back up as soon as he got into the basement. For me anyway. The Justin Long stuff in the middle half of the movie was meh. Hocus Pocus 2. The cult sequel to the cult classic. I'm gonna put you... good. I'll put you right there in good. The first one I enjoyed more. This one I watched and I was like, yeah, it's about much of the same. Much of the same. I will say the ending, I really enjoyed the ending to it, but the rest of it was just like, yeah, it's more Hocus Pocus. You know? For what it was. You haven't seen Hocus Pocus either? You want to fucking run that by me again? No, I'm just kidding. No, like Hocus Pocus, it's a cult classic, bro. Like I'd recommend it. It's so much fun. Like in the video I uploaded in October, it's one of my, it's like my, was it top 3 or top 4 or top 3? I think it was top 3? Top 3 in terms of Halloween movies that are like a must-see to get yourself in the season. Okay. Jeepers Creepers Reborn. So bad it's fun. I said it. I said it. I don't hate the new Jeepers Creepers movie. I didn't. I saw it in the theater too, one night only. It just felt so cheap to the other three movies and so out of left field that me and my friend Armand, who's in the chat right now, we busted a gut in that theater. It was so bad, but it was so fun to see how bad it was. And, you know, I'm just going to say what you will about Jeepers Creepers and fucking that rotten ass bastard. Yeah, that rotten ass bastard who made Jeepers Creepers 1 and 2. But I'm not going to stop watching the franchise. It's like the same thing with people with Harry Potter right now for me. I'm able to see past, like, separate art from artist, but I understand that some people don't. I just don't believe in, like, demonizing people who can. You know, I don't believe in that. I'm not a believer in demonizing people who can separate art from artist. But yeah, the guy who made it, rotten bastard, deserves to be buried under the fucking prison. And this one was so bad, I just couldn't help but bust a gut laughing and have fun the entire time. X. Very good. Very good. This is where I'm putting both. X isn't in the bottom here. It's not down here. From the looks of it, not anywhere in here. But this is where I'm going to put X and Pearl. Pearl is representing both X and Pearl and itself. The only thing you didn't like about it was that it was a reboot. Yeah, that was fucking out of left field, but I kind of understand it. They want to separate the franchise as far from that asshole as possible. As far as possible. It's just that this is kind of a rough step to do that. Can I just say Mia Goth has been killing it recently? Like, she's been killing it she killed it in both X and Pearl. X being possibly the most surprising double role anyone's ever seen. Like, it's amazing how many people watched X and didn't see Mia Goth as both, you know, Maxine and Pearl, the old lady Pearl. That was amazing. It was so it like S tier fucking makeup design. His life's okay. There's a long delay on my stream. All right, Halloween ends. Time to lose even more people. I'm putting this in very good. I'm putting it here on very good. It was well written, well executed in my half. Let's say 80% well executed. 80%. But I'm putting ends in very good because I was invested the entire time. I actually was very invested in Cunningham's story. Like, and I called it, didn't I? I freaking called it. This movie was going to grow on people. Like, as soon as the mentality of, okay, this is going to be just another Halloween movie and I'm all set for it. As soon as that mentality leaves, then people can start seeing it for what it is. Like, this is going on very good for me because I'm going to be honest, this is possibly one of the most well-written Halloween movies. Like, definitely maybe top 5. Yeah. Ends, even though it's a bit of a controversial entry in the franchise, I'm putting right here on very good. Like, it got to the point when I watched it, like, I was expecting something different, you know? And I already heard everyone saying, like, I heard that interview where the director, David Gordon Green, said that multiple people on the cast would say, listen, it's crazy what you're doing here, but I think it might piss people off, you know? So I was already went in with the mentality of something different. And not only did I get something different, I got pleasantly surprised by it. Top 3 in terms of writing for me. Hellraiser. Okay, this is what I mean when I say Hulu's been killing it, right? This is what I mean. Do I put it in very good? I'm going to put it right next to Prey. Much like how the Predator franchise needed Prey, the Hellraiser franchise needed 2022 Hellraiser. Good. That's good, actually, because it's good. 1 and 2 are good. After that, it is a downward spiral. Like, here's what I mean, right? The first 4 movies, Hellraiser, Hellraiser 2, Hellseeker, I think, Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth, and Hellraiser 4, Bloodlines, those 4 were written as Hellraiser movies. Every movie after that, until like the 2010s, I believe, were movies written to be other movies, but Dimension was like, nah, we'll make these Hellraiser movies because we need to keep that Hellraiser franchise alive, you know? And I am almost guaranteeing that they did it for money, right? It's like, hey, if we slap the Hellraiser name on it, people will buy more of it, you know? Because it was straight to DVD. They were all garbage, but this one, I went in saying, please don't suck. Please don't suck. And as soon as I finished it, I blew up on Twitter saying, it didn't suck! Like, I was so happy. Henry Cavill is like 5 or 6. Hold on, let me check that. Henry Cavill. I'm actually curious to see which one it was. I'm probably looking pale as a ghost right now. He was in Hellraiser Hellworld. Yeah, he was in Hellraiser Hellworld, which was the last Hellraiser movie that was made that wasn't written as a Hellraiser movie. Like, it's sort of like a quadrilogy of garbage. Early to mid 2000s. Cross your fingers for Wishmaster. Oh my god, I would bust for a new Wishmaster movie. All right, Smile. This might be controversial, but I'm putting Smile on It's Fine. Well, no, I'll move it up to good. Smile, a lot of people, it's sort of like a crossroads between Smile. Smile was like people either liked it or hated it. For me personally, my opinion, it was shot beautifully, edited fantastically. That finale, the finale kind of killed it. The finale kind of killed it for me. Other than that, like, it's a beautifully shot film. The story's alright. The finale ruined it for me. Like, that's my take on it. Oh, now we're reaching some good shit. Terrifier 2. You get your ass up there for very good. And I'm only saying very good in terms of, like, straight-to-video cult, like, grindhouse garbage. It is phenomenally fucking brutal. This is my inner gorehound placing this here. It's first off, all practical effects. All practical except for maybe some green screen appendages here and there. I fucking loved Terrifier 2. Like, I still haven't seen the first one. Still haven't seen Terrifier 2. I own it on Blu-ray, but haven't gotten around to see it. Like, I wanted to see it in theaters. I wanted to see it in theaters so bad. If you go back to some of my October streams, what little there are, I really wanted to see Terrifier 2 in theaters, but there were so many movies coming out with Halloween Ends, and I just couldn't do it. But then it came out on DVD. Did I get the DVD or the Blu-ray? I think it's... Yeah, I got the DVD. I finally got to see it, and from what I've been hearing from people who saw it in theaters, it just kept hyping me up. I'm like, oh my god. People were throwing up in the aisles watching this movie. I need to see it. And it did not disappoint me. It was exactly what I was expecting. More art madness, but it looks like they started adding some story to it. Like, and they're already working on 3, and they're like working on like a larger story instead of just art coming back and killing random people. Wakanda Forever. This is another one that I was kind of threatened by the runtime. I'm gonna put it at good, I think. Mainly because, again, this is... So, the only reason I'm putting it at good is because it felt like, for me personally, it was just too long. I felt like it was too long for me. Like, I felt like they could have trimmed a lot out of that movie to give it like a maybe a 2-hour 25, maybe.
Just because you can't hear space.
I enjoyed it. It was a good movie. It was a good movie. Don't get me wrong. It was good, but it just felt like it kind of overstayed its welcome for me a little bit.
Doesn't mean it's silent. The United States Space Force not only protects our assets in space,
I feel that.
but also
I feel that.
of our everyday lives. See what else we protect.
But it's interesting to get one where it's like, oh, we have a villain that's not really a villain. You know, it's just kind of like, it's just like, listen, it's bad news bears if people find out about us. You know? Like, the whole thing between Wakanda and Namor, I like that. Hard to believe it was sandwiched between Thor and Ant-Man. Yeah, but I'm gonna put it at good. I'm gonna put it at good. It was a good movie, but it's how long the movie was that kind of keeps it. I'll put it up here. I'll put it at the very top of good, because it barely inches into very good. All right, Strange World. It's fine. Disney, work on your shit. The Menu. It's tiptoeing. It's tiptoeing, much like Wakanda Forever. Some people don't like elevated horror. Me, I just like horror in general, whether it's elevated or just schlocky garbage. The Menu. There was obvious care and love in The Menu, and the message was subtle, but also very clear. So, The Menu, I'm going to put it very good. If you haven't seen The Menu, it's on HBO Max, and it's... Yeah, I feel that. I'm going to put The Menu on very good. In fact, if I were to place it, probably put it above Barbarian, maybe? Yes. I'm going to put this down here because I technically haven't seen it, but I know it's a very good movie. I know it's going to be peak when I see it. Anyway. Going on down. We're on the final 2 of this list. We got Violent Night. Violent Night, I'm putting as good. Violent Night is one of those see it for what it is movies, you know? Like, you hear the premise and you're like, yeah, I'd watch that. Like, it's Santa Claus killing terrorists. You know, how can you not have fun with a premise like that? You know? And you know, it was a blast. It was a blast. You know, but I wouldn't say it was written well enough to be very good, but this is the fun sections right here. Good is where they're not exactly good movies, but they're very fun. And bad is where you know it's bad, but you're enjoying how bad it is. Or not the best movies. I would say best movies, not good movies. They're good movies, just not the best movies. But yeah, it's just one of those premises where you just have to see it, you know? Like, you're sold by the name, you know? Also, it's just fun seeing John Leguizamo getting some roles, you know? Violent Night, The Menu, Where'd You Go? There You Are. And seeing John Leguizamo play a character that he basically played second fiddle to in Die Hard 2. Most people don't know that. John Leguizamo was in Die Hard 2, Die Harder. He was just a random-faced minion. But here he is playing the full terrorist mastermind. And also, poor David Harbour's been having a rough go of it. You know, he didn't have any fun on Hellboy, but it's nice to see that he's having fun here, you know? Anyway. This is the last one on this list. We got Troll. I can possibly guarantee, Wolf, that you have not seen Troll, but Troll I am putting on very good. It is Scandinavian. I'd put it above Terrifier. Maybe Halloween Ends, too, to be honest. Not above Pearl, though. Not above Pearl. Troll. What? So I'm a fan of kaiju movies. You know, if I was able to show you guys over there, like just in the lower two shelves of that one shelf stack over there, nothing but kaiju movies, nothing but kaiju and tokusatsu films, right? Troll is basically a Scandinavian kaiju film, and it like, I would say it's on par with Kong Skull Island in terms of storytelling, and also making sort of like a sympathetic but also monstrous and dangerous like monster. Troll is definitely a really good movie. It's on Netflix, so anyone who wants to see it, it's on Netflix. And that's basically the end of this tier list. So, yeah, this is my ranking of the movies in 2022 that I've seen. As you can see, a whole lot that I have not seen, but the ones that I have seen, I've seen some winners, seen some losers, but I haven't seen any, in my opinion, that's just bad, and only one movie that's absolute garbage, and I haven't even seen it! I just know it's garbage! Horror game tier list next? I don't know how much there'd be, but let's have a look. Let's have a look here. Because there's a lot of horror series. Complete horror games ranking. Excuse me? How complete is complete? Oh my god! Oh. That is freaking hilarious. Hold on. So, first off, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to make tweets for each of these that I do. Bro, that is I think that's way too fucking big. Give me a second. Me neither. Yeah, no, me neither. That is extensive.
Right now, while you're listening to a new song or your favorite podcast, the United States Space Force is tracking more than 40,000 objects in space that are moving over our heads at more than 17,500 miles per hour. Learn more about
How about we go with like a specific franchise?
Meet Joe A, Joe B.
My cam is frozen? Oh yeah, that's probably because I have Bandicam open. It's fine.
Joe A is locking
Let it run.
with the Chase mobile app. Joe B is cruising toward his new ride with autosave. And Joe C's Chase Banker is helping him budget to go back to school. Tools that help protect, support for what's next. One bank that puts you in control. Visit Chase.
I'll close out that. I don't know if that's gonna start that back up again, but there we go.
Today on Hey Culligan, sustainability and better water. Here's Sam. Hey Culligan,
All right. Nope, it's still frozen. Okay, hold on. I know how to fix this. Boop boop. No. Okay. Hold on. Okay. Boom. Boom. There we go. Okay, we're good. Small Chucky doll collection. Ha ha. Hell yeah. Alright, so that's fixed. Alright, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna move that over here. Okay. So gonna go back to this one. Yeah, that is when they said complete horror games ranking tier list, they were not joking. So I think what I can do with this is I can just rank the ones that I've played. I know, right? It was just So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do the ones that I have played, which might be shocking for some people on some of the games that I have not played. So let's have a look here. I can just Spitfire this one. You know, I could just wacha 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 kind of thing. All right, so I'm just going to do the ones that I have played. So I'm more than half. I'm going to put Colonial Marines, even though I don't really classify this as a horror game. That's going in bad. Alien vs. Predator. That's going in great. That's the 2010 game, I think. Yeah, I think I'm just going to Spitfire this. Okay, let's have a look here. I'm probably passing by some ones that people are like, you haven't played that? No, I have not. You know, this is a little too much. Yeah, this is way too much. Holy shit. Look at this. Look at this. They weren't kidding when they said all that. So, let's actually go back. I don't even classify Black Mesa as that. What the heck? Alright, let's go with survival horror. How big is this one? Oh, this one's more manageable. This one's more manageable. Okay, so I rented Colonial Marines on Redbox. On Redbox. And I made it to the final boss with the Queen. Never finished it. Okay, so once again, going with the ones that I have played. This one's smaller, so it might be something. See how many I have played, which ones I haven't. This one's just a mishmash. Look at all this. We might be in for... We have the super massive games right here. Open that in another link. There's the Resident Evil games. Probably do those. I haven't played all of them, but I can do my best, you know? Horror franchises. So I actually opened up all of these. Let's try and lessen some of the load then. So the options we have the Friday the 13th franchise, the Evil Dead movies, including Ash vs. Evil Dead. Yeah, Supermassive is the Until Dawn publishers. They're the ones that did Until Dawn, the Dark Pictures games, and so on. And the detective games that no one really played. We have this Evil Dead one. This Frankenstein tier list, but I'm only going to do the top row because those are the ones that I technically count. I figured do Friday the 13th, okay. But when we get to Frankenstein, this is going to be pretty much the one line that I'm doing because I'm only doing the ones that are centered around Frankenstein. So we're going to do the Friday the 13th one first. And these are all out of whack. I'm going to put these in order real quick. My OCD is screaming. 3, where are you, 3? Where are you, 3? There you are. So this is going to be a pretty biased one. So we're going to do them in chronological order, starting with the first Friday the 13th. See, this is the weird part. The first Friday the 13th, mid. I'd probably say mid, borderline going into C. Like, the atmosphere is what saves it, in my opinion. The atmosphere and Tom Savini's effects. Basically, yeah, it's not B tier for the first. Yeah. Like I said, it's mid. It's middle ground. It's the franchise just starting off. They didn't even think it was going to be a franchise. They were just like, hey, they literally just said, let's rip off Halloween. So they made this. Friday the 13th Part 2. It's a B, but it's a step in a better direction from the first one, in my opinion. So 2 takes top B, with Friday the 13th one straying right behind it on its heels. Part 2A. So this is where I might start dividing people. Watching Part 3 without 3D is a B. Is last B. Friday the 13th Part 3 with 3D that doesn't cook your eyeballs inside out is kind of a mid to top B, in my opinion. Actually, we'll go ahead. We'll put you up here. We'll put you in front of this. It's the 3D gimmick, you know. But it's Jason doing what he does best. But it's sort of just the same. Well, that's nothing to hold about it. Like, I'm fine when Friday the 13th is just doing it over and over again because that's what I like, boy. But I find myself enjoying 2 a little bit more, so I'm going to bump that up to A. I still enjoy 3 more than 1. But yeah. Oh, man. Bro, Part 4, that is top A. 4 is top A. That is some top A right there. C. Ooh, Wolf, you are a rarity. You're saying 4 goes to C. Ooh. Spicy, spicy. A lot of people, when people say, when you ask, like, if you go to a horror con and ask people, like, what is your favorite Friday the 13th? They always go between 6 and 4. You saying that 4 is C? That's very interesting to me. That is an interesting opinion. It's like, that is against the grain. I like. All right, part 5. The horniest Friday the 13th movie. Friday the 13th Part 5 is the horniest fucking movie you'll ever see in your life. You're going in to see, my friend. Oh my god. You are going in to see. Oh my god. People always say, bro, there's so many titties in Friday the 13th, 2009. I'm like, have you seen Part 5? B, you, sir, are a very interesting individual when it comes to this franchise. It's very interesting having these differing opinions. And yes, 6, yo ass going into S. You enjoy your stay in the executive suite in this hotel, sir. There we go ahead. I'm gonna. There we go. Back to yes. Part 7. Your top B, borderline A, in my opinion. You're just scraping the line a little bit. Like, for what makes this one, for me, New Blood, I'd have to say, what makes it is Jason's design and the introduction to Kane Hodder. Other than that, you ask me to name someone from that movie outside of Tina, I'd be fucked. I'd be like, shoot me now, I got nothing. I don't even remember the doctor's name. Alright, Friday the 13th Part 8. I'm gonna be honest, I have a soft spot for Part 8. Like, it is easily the, like... I have a soft spot for it. I'm gonna put that at bottom B, is where I'm going to put it. I'm going to put it bottom B, better than Part 5. Yeah. I'd say bottom B for me. I have a soft spot for it. Like, it's the final Friday the 13th movie that I watched that I haven't watched. Like, the order that I watched these movies in... It was part 1, 2, 3, 4, because I got a 4-pack, like a 4-disc, like a DVD from Walmart from a bargain bin. Actually, no, I saw Freddy vs. Jason first. Freddy vs. Jason was the first one I've seen of either Freddy or Jason, but it was on the Sci-Fi Channel when I was like fucking 5. But the first one where I was like, you know what, I'm going to start watching these movies, it was 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I saw part 6 on VHS. Then part 5 on Chiller. No. It was AMC. It was AMC when they were doing their Halloween, like, marathons. Like, I had them on DVR. I saw 5 there. Then I got 7 and 5 on DVD. Then it was Jason Goes to Hell, Jason X, the remake. Oh, yeah, sure. Just know that my opinions are probably going to be a bit scrambled because I didn't rewatch the franchise last year for Halloween, which is the first for me, you know. I always watch them on Halloween, but I didn't do it this year because I wanted to get through all the classic Universal monsters. Jason Goes to Hell. Fuck you. No, I'm serious. Fuck this movie. Oh my god. Like, everyone's like, oh my god, Part 8's the worst movie. I'd have to say, have you seen Jason Goes to Hell? Like, that one... Like, my argument will always be, when it comes to that argument, say what you will about Jason Takes Manhattan, at least he was actually in the damn movie, right? Now here's where we reach a little crossroads, Wolf, because Jason X, I'm putting mid B. Oh yes, mid B. If anyone who's seen on my other channel my unboxing and review of the Friday the 13th Deluxe box set, Jason X is sort of like the same reason I enjoyed, like, 6. It's campy, cheesy fun, except this one has way more camp than 6. To the point where it kind of overwhelms people, which is why I see why people don't like this movie. I understand it. But for me, I just love campy movies. This one checks some boxes for me. But I can see how it can get overly campy for some people, which is why a lot of people would put it at C or D. But for me, I'm putting it mid B. All right, Freddy versus Jason. I'm gonna make you. I can't decide whether the ass end of A or the brunt of B. See the wordplay I'm doing there? Oh, this one's a tough one. Oh my god. And I'm gonna put you at A. I'm gonna put you at A because you delivered what you promised. That's why you're taking the ass end of A. I'm putting you in A because you technically delivered on what you promised, and what you delivered was exactly what I was expecting, and I enjoyed it. So first off, it is possibly the worst acting out of both Elm Street and Friday the 13th. It is the most stilted, acting you'll see in this franchise. But I'm going to be honest, if you're going for Freddy vs. Jason for plot and characters, all I have to say is you're going to see it for the wrong reasons. The only thing that should matter in a Freddy vs. Jason movie, for me anyway, is a reason for them to fight and for them to fight. Everyone else, completely expendable. Okay. And it delivered on that. Matter of fact, for any wrestling fans out there, in Freddy vs. Jason, there was a stuntman that they hired from WWE to portray Freddy in Freddy vs. Jason for one of the stunts. That wrestler being Rey motherfucking Mysterio. I don't know what scene Rey Mysterio did in Freddy vs. Jason, what stunt or scene, but he's in the movie somewhere, and I have a feeling I know, but I'm not 100%. Anyway, acting isn't really important in those types of movies. They're not. It's not. It really isn't. But Freddy vs. Jason is one of the first ones where I'm like, oh my god, they really don't know how to deliver these lines, do they? Okay, so now we have Friday the 13th, 2009. So people have been hard on this movie. Personally, I'm going to put it in B between Part 3 and X, I feel. Mainly because I feel like people are too hard on this movie. Like, the acting in Bride of Chucky's better. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Alright, so again, I feel like people are too hard on Friday 09. I feel it set out to do what it did. It set out to do what it did. It's a Friday the 13th movie. This wasn't one of the last ones I saw, but it's definitely in the middle ground from when I was first watching these movies for the first time. And I'm like, it's Jason going around killing people. It's it's Friday the 13th. So I understand if you hate this movie. Matter of fact, can we just pause for a second and talk about how, like, people just started shoving in supernatural actors in remakes? Like Dean was in Friday the 13th. Dean was in Friday the 13th, and I forgot the other guy. Once again, my brain's going a million miles a minute here. But the other Winchester brother from Supernatural played Hanniger in My Bloody Valentine. Yeah, it was weird in a way, because they were still riding that supernatural heat train, and then to just see them in horror movies, horror remakes, let alone slasher films, was kind of weird. Yeah, I know which brother it is. I just don't remember his name. But yeah, it was strange. On the subject of strange, you know what else is strange? The Prom Night remake, because Idris Elba was in that movie. Like, it's just a never-ending strangeness. Well, actually, just 2000s in general horror remakes. Oh, Dean was the one in My Bloody Valentine. Okay. Okay, so I got that backwards. Oh, well. Sam, thank you. Sam Winchester, Friday the 13th, Dean Winchester, My Bloody Valentine. Feels like more like a home invasion movie. I mean, I see where you're coming from. Technically, the camp is not like the main setting point. Surprised how good remake was because original My Bloody Valentine was filmed in your city. Oh. Well, that's something. I'm still going to say the first one's better. My opinion. Just my opinion. The first My Bloody Valentine was better. For me, anyway. The remake, it tried to be dirtier, I feel. The remake tried to be dirtier.
What if a mouse could change the world?
But the person we're supposed to follow in that movie, I don't know, just the whole adultery subplot, I don't know.
Come celebrate 100 years of Disney during a once-in-a-lifetime celebration.
But it's just like it's just the whole adultery subplot just didn't do it for me. They were both good though. Yeah, I'll say the first one, the original, a little bit better. The original a little bit better. So yeah, this is my complete Friday the 13th tier list. And yeah, that's pretty much it for that one. Go ahead. My camera freeze again? No, it didn't. Go ahead. Get a snapshot of that. Okay. So I can go ahead and I can close that one. So again, we have Evil Dead, Frankenstein, the Resident Evil films, and TV shows. I could technically close this one too. What was this one? Oh, this one was just the search bar. Close that one. We have the Supermassive games. Again, there's not really a lot of those. Resident Evil games, which I can't really answer a whole lot for. And whoa, hello. Did it freeze? What are you doing open? Close. I think we have a problem here. Hold on. Give me a second. Go back to pre-stream. Yep. Yep, Chrome is broken. Hold on. Oh, cool. I can't close it. Love it. Close window. I don't know why Chrome fucking broke, but it did. Well, okay, so the first one's easy, but once you get to the next one, it's much worse. I literally can't close Chrome. Like, bro. Hold on. I can't close it. I can't close it. I can't. Bro, this is annoying. Why did it break, man? There we go. Yes, please. There we go. It took it a little too long to close. Hold on. Okay. All right, we got it back up. We're back up. All right. Window, window, window. They are. There we go. No, the first week of this month has been terrible. Okay. All right, so this is not. Why do people make this and not put them in proper order? You're making my skin itchy. You're making my skin itch. You need to stop. Where's they are? Resurrection. There we go. Alright. So, we have the Halloween franchise here. Again, my memory isn't as fresh, because the last time I binged all these movies was 2021. So, haven't seen Resurrection or Halloween 20 years later. Okay, so Halloween 20 years later, watch that. Resurrection, you could do it or not. It doesn't matter. Okay, so going in absolute order. First off, let's just get this out of the way. Now we can get the obvious. Now that the obvious shit is done, we can move on to the more biased shit. Okay. Halloween 2. Halloween 2. I'm going to put that A, possibly shifted to B once we go along. But yeah, the original, obviously, it's gotta go with S. Gotta go with S. Right? You gotta go with S. Like, this one... This is like the gold standard for indie films. Like, if in a film class, if you were to study independent filmmaking, if there was a subject of independent filmmaking, I would say you'd 100% have to go with Halloween as your demonstration, because that shit took the fuck off, right? So, Halloween 2, borderline A or B. We'll see what happens once we go along. Halloween 3, A. Don't at me. Do not even try and argue my point on this, because it's not going to change a damn thing. Halloween 3 goes to A, man. It goes to A for me. Like, I'll just repeat what I said in my video on my second channel. It is, without a doubt, the Halloween movie with the most emphasis and focus on Halloween. And it just gets me pumped every time for the holiday season. Where is... Oh, I'm gonna change music real quick. Where are you? There you are. Turn it down a little bit. Not too low, is it? Maybe a little bit up. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So... yeah, it has the most emphasis on Halloween, and Halloween actually works its way into the plot instead of, like, literally every other Michael Myers movie where it's like, oh, it's just an event that happens on Halloween that sort of correlates with Halloween. This, on the other hand, the plot is actually about Halloween. More than likely. More than likely, we're going to be getting into some debate territory here. Alright, so Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. So I actually have a fun story with this one, but I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put this over here. A side, under 3. 3 is better, but 4 is right here on A. Well, hold on. Hold on. Let me actually recount that. S. I'll put it top A. I will put it top of A. How about that? A little bit of border ground, because 4 is really good. Just not on the same level as Halloween 1, in my opinion. But it's tiptoeing. It's like tiptoeing through your tier list, you know, just slightly heading towards S for me. Like, aside from this one, aside from Halloween 1, this one, let's put it this way, if 1 didn't exist, this would be the perfect Halloween movie. You know? If the first Halloween didn't exist, this would be the perfect one. Or at least a contender, but we'll get to that when we get to it. Ah, yes. Rip in peace, George P. Wilbur, you absolute legend. Yeah, it's also my second favorite Halloween. Or possibly, maybe, borderline third for reasons. But we'll get to that when we get to it. Halloween 5. Oh, you poor summer child. Oh, my God. Oh, Halloween 5, Revenge of Michael Myers. You poor, poor summer child, you. I remember when people used to think you were the worst one, but, Oh. It did have the best ending, the most fitting ending. But I think what it was, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to turn the music down a little bit. I think what it was that they were too afraid to not have Michael Myers. Because as soon as they were like, okay, we're going to swap things over to a new person, they started having flashbacks to Halloween 3 and how poorly it performed simply because it didn't have Michael Myers. Again, Halloween 3 pretty much convinced Dimension, I think, that, okay, it's Michael Myers or nothing. If we don't have Michael Myers, people are going to hate it and they will not give us their money. So They were like, we'll test the waters with Halloween 4. We'll test the waters with a little stinger ending, see how people react. But if people say that the ending like worries them that there's not going to be Michael Myers in the next one, we're going to put Michael Myers in the next one. Know what I mean? So along came Halloween 5. Curse? Ass end of C. Below Halloween 5 for me. Halloween 5 has its downsides. Halloween Curse of Michael Myers was just a mess. And we have the fucking Weinsteins to thank for that. Yeah, that was divisive. Between Halloween 3, yeah. Halloween 3, I think, suffered from being too different, and people just weren't ready for it. But yeah, it was just a mess, and it's all because of the fucking Weinsteins. The Weinsteins were the reason for it, bro. I'm glad fucking the worst one's in prison. Anyway. Curse of Michael Myers. Yeah, it was just confused. They didn't know what to do with it. It was clear that they wanted to end it with this one, but they just could not decide on how. Like, first cut they showed it to test audiences. I think, what was it? Like, the test audiences they showed it to were like teenagers, wasn't it? Like, it was like teens. And everyone, all the teens didn't like it. They were like, oh, where's the blood and gore? So they added an alternate ending, more blood, more violence, or something like that. It was either, I don't remember. I remember a movie that had that backstory to it with why it was changed. I think it might have been Halloween 6. I'm not entirely sure. The point being, there was a lot of meddling between the studio, run by the fucking monstrous Weinsteins, and the director of the movie. What made it an absolute clusterfuck. Alright. So, this killed the franchise for a spell, and it wasn't until, what was it, like, I'd like to say 5 or 6 years? I don't remember when Curse of Michael Myers came out, but I think either at the same time or just after Curse of Michael Myers, a little movie called Scream came out, which kind of revitalized the slasher genre, which led to everyone trying to be Scream. Halloween 20 years later, unfortunately, suffers from some of that, but it's still really good. I'm going to put it behind Halloween 4, but just after Halloween 3. Like, you can tell just by the poster to the movie that it just drips Scream vibes. Like, Scream mid to late 90s. Yeah, 6 had a young Paul Rudd in it, yes. He hates to admit it, but yes, that was him. But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. A fun story. Halloween 6 was pretty much Paul Rudd's debut into film, but it was in so deep in like production hell that Paul Rudd's other movie came out. I forgot what it was called, but it was bigger. And it kind of launched his career. So even though they could have released Curse of Michael Myers first, like, from what I think it was like they wanted to release it before it, but they saw like how good that movie was going to be, so they were like, oh, we're going to hold on to this, let this movie launch his career, and then we release this one to sup the teat of his star power, is what it was. So yeah, that's the whole business behind that. But anyway, Halloween 20 years later, it's a good Halloween movie. It suffers a bit from being influenced by... Yeah, he barely aged. He's fucking immortal. I'm telling you, man. Him and Keanu Reeves found the fountain of youth, and they refused to share it to the masses. That's what it is. Anyway. Halloween 20 years later. Again, like I said, it's a good Halloween movie, but it suffers from being a little too influenced from Scream, which is funny because Scream was kind of influenced by Halloween, which is, it's kind of a funny back and forth thing. But here's a confusing little tidbit. In Halloween 20 years later, which was influenced by Scream, that influenced Scream, has a scene where they're watching Scream on a TV in the movie. Oh my god. So Resurrection. It's tiptoeing. It's tiptoeing between. I'll put it at the ass end of C for now, but it might switch down to D. It tiptoes, it's teetering between the two. So, Rob Zombie's Halloween. I'm a fan of Rob Zombie. I'm a fan of Halloween. But much like divorced parents, it doesn't mean they shouldn't stay far away from each other. Yeah, I'm one of the party that's kind of back and forth on Rob Zombie's Halloween. See, okay, so what kills it for me is the whole backstory segment at the start. I know Rob Zombie didn't want to do like a by the numbers remake, and I appreciate that. Nothing should be by the numbers. That's what killed the remake of Psycho with Vince Vaughn, because it being a freaking bit by bit remake, right? A shot for shot remake. But the opening is just, it's... See, the way I see it, it's like, oh hey, the first part of this movie, the first 30 minutes of this movie is like a Rob Zombie movie. That should make the Halloween fans happy. Oh hey, this next bit over here is like a Halloween movie. That should make the Rob Zombie fans happy. Like, you'd think me being a fan of both, I should be a fan of this. But I'm towing the line on it, man. Like, I feel like once it gets past that first... Much like Batman the Killing Joke... Once it passes that first 30 minutes and starts taking off, that's when it's at its best. So I'm going to put it. I'm going to put it front C. I'm going to put it front C, bordering B. That's what I'm going to do with that. Now I'll be right back. I'm being summoned, if you will, but I will be right back. All right. Put in an intermission. Give me a second. I shall return.
Tonight the monsters in my head are screaming so damn loud. But I built walls so high so they never even make a sound. It's a mask, it's a lie, it's the only home I've ever known. 'Cause being who I really am has only left me more alone. I am not okay, and I need you to see it. I have so much to say, and no one to hear it. The reason I keep quiet with so much at stake, I always feel like a bird and let its silence me. You'll never understand why it's so hard to say I'm not okay. I wish I had a scar, had a bruise on the surface, any kind of clue.
All right. Over here. All right, we're back. All right. So yeah, like I said, like Batman the Killing Joke, the animated movie, once the 30 seconds are passed and gone, that's when it starts getting good for me. Halloween 2, however, can kiss my ass. It can, it really can. It can just just pucker up and plant one on my rosy red. I did not like Halloween 2. I'm sorry. It's again, I like Rob Zombie movies, but I don't think the combination is it was fine in the first one. This one was where Rob Zombie was like, all right, I'm going to make this completely my own, and I'm just going to make a Rob Zombie movie. I didn't want to make a Halloween sequel to begin with, so I'm not going to make a Halloween movie. I'm going to make a Rob Zombie movie. I'm going to make a me movie, because I didn't want to make this crap to begin with. So, Halloween 2, you go down here. You go down here, ass end of D, in the pits of hell, where you deserve to burn. Too wacky? Yeah. Cow! Boom! The fact the guy needed to hear him yell cow a second time before noticing, oh, there's a cow in the road. Anyway. But yeah, that goes there. Okay, now for possibly the most divisive Halloween trilogy in the franchise. The love it's or hate it's. Some see it as getting worse to worse and worse. Some see it as kind of a mixed bag. And my thoughts are as such. A is a respectable place. A is a respectable place. I'm going to put it at S, though. Like, you need to realize, we were coming off of that. This thing right here. Everyone was like, oh man, this franchise is fucking gone. But no, Universal sweeps in and saves the day with an actual good Halloween movie. Yeah, yeah, this one was on the same par as Halloween 1 for me. Like, I fucking loved it. Like, okay, you want to know how much me and my friend Armand loved it? We went and saw it day of release, right? The day of release. Then, when Halloween came along in 2018, the actual day of Halloween, we went and saw it again on Halloween night. Like, this movie, it's not the movie that I went and saw the most. That's probably still Godzilla 2014 in terms of going back and watching it in the theater. Dear God, oh shit. Yeah. I got a notification from my PlayStation and knocked my phone over off its stand. But yeah, Godzilla 2014 is probably still the movie that I saw. Like, I must have seen it like 3 or 4 times in theaters. Like, it was crazy. But Halloween 2018, definitely the closest to beating it. I think I might have seen it like twice, maybe 3 times. I don't remember if I've seen it a third time. But we definitely fell in love with this movie the second it dropped. Halloween Kills. I can actually agree with putting it at B, but it's a high B for me. It's a high B. Mainly because it's a shut off your brain kind of movie. You know? It's one of those movies... 5 times? Nice. But it's one of those movies that's kind of like you go in to see a slasher movie, so you just sit back and just enjoy the kills. And the kills in Halloween Kills makes it kind of deserving of its title, because, man, David Gordon Green and fucking, what's his name? The comedy guy that was in possibly the worst Crocodile Dundee sequel ever. McBride. I remember his last name. But they had some twisted fucking ideas for kills in that movie. And I loved it. But yeah, this one's just like it's just a slasher film. Where Halloween 2018 was a little bit more than just a slasher film. This one was a slasher film. Yeah, Danny McBride, thank you. Halloween Ends. This is where I might lose a few people. It is a mid to high A. So I don't know. I'm gonna put it below Halloween H20, but it's a high. Pineapple Express. I didn't know he did Pineapple Express. I knew Danny McBride did Pineapple Express, but not David Gordon Green. That's interesting. But point being, Halloween Ends. This one I'm gonna put above 3, but below 4 in H20. Again, it's the writing and the story that sells it for me. The kills were brutal. And I was interested in Cunningham's story. I was interested in his story, and to see him delve deeper and deeper into this, like, not really psychosis because he was aware of what he was doing, but sort of him becoming more and more unhinged as he went along. Yeah, Corey is such a good character, and I hate that people see him as like, oh, that's the fucker who stole Halloween from Michael Myers, you know? It breaks my heart, because he was written. What's up, Doc? It was written very well, and I actually cared about his story. I will say Michael maybe was a little bit underplayed, but it felt like Michael... Again, Michael was meant to be portrayed as more of a human being in that movie, and it makes sense that he wouldn't really be 100% because he kind of got fucked up and ran off with zero medical attention. He just kind of let that shit fester. So it makes sense that he'd be kind of handicapped a little bit. Alright, so this is the Halloween tier list. Any changes I would make? I think I might put Halloween 2 in the front of B. I think for me. It's this one that's messing me up. Do I put Halloween between Halloween 5 and Halloween 2007? Yeah, but again, it's the whole, oh, no Michael Myers in this Halloween movie? Fuck you kind of mentality that's been thriving in the franchise for so fucking long. But if, I feel like they probably could have saved that character for, like, I think what you mean is, like, more of his own franchise, or more like his own movie outside, like, that isn't Halloween. That isn't part of the title of Halloween. But the thing is, at that point, it's kind of like I don't know, it's like a character study movie. I was going to say something else, but the more I thought about it, I was like, that doesn't make sense. Alright. Go ahead. I can't wait to freeze again, did it? Nope, it's still there. Click. Okay, take a snapshot of that. Alright, so I think I have enough time. Yeah, I feel that, but at the same time, again, it's the whole no Michael Myers fuck you thing. Like, David Gordon Green, he pushed it as far as he can get. Like, without most people telling him to go fuck himself, pretty much. Like, he pushed it just enough to where it doesn't enter Halloween 3 levels of release day confusion, you know? Like, I feel like if Michael died and Corey continued on his legacy, I don't know. Again, it's the same thing with Halloween 4, right? With how they were going to make her the killer, right? Like they were testing the waters to see if, oh, maybe we can make her the killer. But everyone was like worried that that's the route it was going to take. But with Halloween Ends, I feel like if he just up and nutted up and did it, I feel like that would lose way more people than the movie, than just the movie how it was, you know? But anyway, I think we have time for one more. Yeah, but it would be even more divisive. Like, I feel like more people would probably hate it instead of like sort of like the fine sort of line that was made with Halloween Ends. I feel like a lot more people would probably abandon it. But yeah, I think I have time for one more. Then I'll call it. But what one to do? Looking around my surroundings for ideas. I don't know. Do Scream. What would be that would be a short one. It would be a short one. But the thing is, I'm just about to rewatch those movies, and I feel like if I did Scream, then I don't know. I feel like if I did did a tier list with a fresh look at the films, it might be better. Let's see. Characters. Oh, I know what I can do. I could do 2 lists. I could do one with the killers. Is there one that includes the TV shows too? Nightmare on Elm Street? I could probably do that. All right. They better be in order. Okay. You get to live. All right. So this one. Okay, so a little story. Oh, I completely forgot the thing about Halloween 4. Oh my god. So I was mentioning that I had a fun story about Halloween 4 in the last one. What it was that, as I don't know, for Christmas last year, I got every Halloween movie for my friend Jason on DVD and Blu-ray. So the thing is, I was gonna get them all except for 4, because 4 on DVD was so fucking expensive. But then I was like looking on my phone, and I saw on Amazon the Scream Factory 4K was on sale for $21, and that's exactly how much I had in my wallet at the time. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I'll just buy this. That way it has all of them. So there we go. Which would have sucked when you think about it if I didn't get it. It was like, hey, here's all the Halloween movies except for one of the best ones. Anyway. So, the first Nightmare on Elm Street. It definitely pushed the envelope. It was like, hey, we can have slashers, but this slasher is going to be completely different. This one's going to have his own motif. He's going to be the one kind of slasher you can't really run from. Yeah, S. I can't do it. I'll put it at S. I think one specific movie is better than that one, but I'm going to put it at S. It deserves to be at S, but I think there's one in here that's better, in my opinion. Halloween 2. Halloween 2. Nightmare on Elm Street 2. I'm going to put you as C, I think. I'm going to put you at C. I don't hate you, but I'm not exactly in love with you. So C is where you shall be, sir. Like this one, they tried to be more experimental. It's like, oh, we don't want to be one of those slashers that does the same thing every time. Let's try and be different. And they tried being different, and people were so fucking confused. Bro, oh my god, what makes me fucking laugh is how everyone's like, bro, this movie kinda gay. I'm like, I don't know, like, I was in middle school when I first saw 2, and I never really got that inkling, but it's clear there were definitely some overtones. The director called them undertones, but no. Dem's over the top of that freaking cup, sir. But I still don't hate the movie. I love it. I have a soft spot for it, so C's where it goes. 3, yeah, it's S. Where S up in front of 1. Thank you. Yeah, that was Johnny Depp's first film, part 1, yeah. So the whole thing about 2 was that this kid was being possessed by Freddy, who would like metamorphosize, I don't know, himself from within his body and use him to kill people. And it was blatantly... Yeah. So it was blatantly like symbolism about a kid... about a kid's like inner demons, in this case is sexuality, but I don't know. But 3, oh my god, I love 3. I love 3 so much. 3 is so good. 3 is so good. So yeah, C goes down here. 3, you go up here in front of the first movie. Thank y'all. All I remember is Freddy driving a bus or something. That one was Freddy's Dead, the Final Nightmare in 3D. I don't have to put the 3D at the end of that. I just like saying Freddy's Dead, the Final Nightmare in 3D. Anyway, A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4. Oh my god, I want to put you in S, but I do want to put you in S so bad, because you are technically my favorite Nightmare on Elm Street movie. In terms of quality, though, you're going to go down here, maybe A. You are my #1 favorite, but in terms of critical thinking, you are definitely an A. Oh no, he did drive a bus in 2. My bad. He did drive a bus in 2. But he didn't really drive the bus. So what it was like a bus driving down a road. Fun fact, Robert Englund was without makeup as the bus driver. But then, like, Freddy didn't reveal himself on the bus until, like, the nightmare truly began. He got up from the driver's seat, but he never really drove the bus. But it is in Freddy's Dead where Freddy himself is seen driving a bus, so there's that. So, okay. 4, the Dream Warrior, no, Dream Master, my bad, is by far the most creative when it comes to its nightmares. Like, it has the most creativity with its nightmares, in my opinion. And as shown in another video on my channel, give me 1 second. Put this back on. So just to emphasize my love for the fourth movie, I have the Part 4 mask. The fedora is my own fedora, it's not movie specific, but I have the Part 4 mask, and I have the Part 4 glove. Part 4 is my favorite Elm Street. There is no denying or disputing that. Now I have to carry these fucking back. I hate the fact that I did this. Yeah. The thing is, I want to get another Part 4, because that one's the Trick or Treat Studio one, which doesn't really have the best detailing. But everyone else who sells a Part 4 custom glove is like in the either the 300s or the 600s. But anyway. But yeah, Part 4 is my favorite Elm Street. There's no denying. And I want to put it in S, but in terms of quality, I feel like I have to put it in A. Anyway. We have Part 5, The Dream Child. I'm going to put you at the ass end of C. C is where we're going to put the weird ones. That's where we're going to put them. C is where the weird ass ones are going to be. Because 2 was weird and 5 is even weirder than 2. Like, it's a very... They're bizarre little movies. Oh, excuse me. Like, I had fucking salmon for dinner. That shit is not sitting well. But yeah, the whole thing about this one is that the main character from the previous movie is pregnant, and Freddy tries to feed the baby the souls of Alice's friends so that he could be like a little mini Freddy. It's so strange. It is so weird. The Dream Child is so bizarre. But the thing is, I wouldn't exactly call it bad, because there are, again, the creativity in the nightmares is there, but just not to the extent of 4. I feel that. So now we have Freddy's Dead. This is the movie where everyone just goes full ham. I'm putting you in B. I'm putting Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare, in B, because it's just a hammy movie, man. Like, Freddy, like, there's no other way for me to describe it. Freddy is such a ham in that movie, it's insane. Like, if these ones were just being wacky, this is where they go full Looney Tunes. Like, and they went heavy-handed with the comedy in that movie. So so Freddy's Dead. They wanted to. So the whole story is that they wanted to end the franchise. Like they felt like after Part 5 underperformed a little bit. They felt like, all right, this is losing steam. We need to end it. We need to end it now. So what's the best way to end it? So they're like, okay. And they came up with several ideas. Like one of the ideas that they had for the movie was that Freddy was a laughing stock, and that people would purposefully go to sleep just so they can kick his ass in their dreams. And it isn't until Freddy kills somebody that he gets his mojo back and starts exacting revenge. Dumbest idea I ever heard. So they didn't go with that plot. They went with a sort of even more absurd plot. Yeah, Freddy vs. Jason is not on the list, but rest assured it would be an A. If Freddy vs. Jason was here, it would be in the A slot. But the plot they decided to go with was that after 4 and 5, Freddy came back somehow. We don't see how he returns. And he completely wiped out the child population of Springwood. And Freddy cannot leave Springwood, So he sends a child, the last child in Springwood, out of Springwood so that he can be found by someone and drag more people to Springwood. But then it's like, oh, that's not what he wants. No, he wants his secret daughter that was never mentioned until now, because apparently he can only escape Springwood through the body of blood relatives. It's just so strange. Not as strange as Part 5, but it's the equivalent of watching a gory Looney Tunes cartoon. That's all I'm going to say. It's a gory Looney Tunes cartoon that doesn't let up on how freaking silly it is, and I kind of like it for that. Alright, so Wes Craven's New Nightmare. You know what blows my mind? People debate whether this is a Nightmare on Elm Street movie, because a lot of people say this isn't an Elm Street movie. This is a spin-off movie. This is a meta movie that doesn't really take place in an Elm Street film. But I'm like, it's an Elm Street movie. It is. It is. Even though you can still kind of taste and feel the Scream energy from it, it's just not to the extent of Halloween 20 years later. I believe this is Wes, like, directly coming off of Scream. But yeah, I would say under the first movie, but still in the S tier. And another fun fact. So when I first started watching these movies, I got Nightmare on Elm Street 1 and 2 in a VHS dual box that I got at a thrift store. Then I didn't see 3 or 4. I didn't see... Did it have... No, it didn't. No, it didn't. Alright, so... It had... I'm trying to think here. It had... I know it had Freddy's Dead, New Nightmare... Freddy vs. Jason. Okay. So it had Part 5, Freddy's Dead, New Nightmare, and Freddy vs. Jason. It was a DVD dual pack like the Friday the 13th set that I had. So 3 and 4 I didn't see until way late on like a online watching site. So... Alright, so I'm going to be honest. It's also the first Elm Street movie I watched as well. The first one I actually sat down and watched. Right? It was the first one I watched. Then I got the set between 1 and 2. Then the box set with 5, 6, 7, Freddy vs. Jason. But after a while, I wish I had the sunny disposition you had about this movie. So I'm going to be nice. I'm going to put it in D. I'm not going to put it in F. I'm going to put it in D. Part of me burns for that, but I'm going to put it in D because it was the first Elm Street movie I saw. Saw it on HBO, on DVR, is where I saw it. The rest of them I collected over time. But you want to know the funny thing? My aunt, who doesn't really show up as much anymore, she stayed the night one time, and she wanted to watch a movie. wanted to see a movie, and I'm like, oh, I want to, okay, let's watch the Nightmare on Elm Street movie. And she's like, oh, I haven't seen the remake. So I put it on, and no joke, halfway in, she fell the fuck asleep. Oh my god. Yeah, Jackie Earle Haley was a good Freddy. He could have been a better Freddy if he wasn't hindered by such a bad script. Literally no one wanted to be involved with it. Rooney Mara didn't want to be involved with it. She tried sabotaging her audition by giving the least amount of freaking emotion during her audition as possible. And she was like, how the fuck did I get this part? I want it out. Oh, man. But yeah, I can't in good conscience put that any higher than D, because it's just going to make my skin itch. Like, it's just that after watching all of these, I got a good hook on what Nightmare on Elm Street was supposed to be. And seeing this movie, I don't know, after witnessing these, it kind of just put a whole bunch of perspective, like to me. I don't know if it was the same year on HBO. I don't know if it was the same year. It might have been the year after, so I might have been 14. Laurel in Arrow was in it. Yeah, he was. Actually, you want to know another fun fact? The guy that plays the Rod Lane sort of character. You watched the remake by accident. I think I remember that. But anyway. The guy that plays like the Rod Lane style character, what's his name? Richie or something like that. It started with an R, I think. I don't remember. But like when he was a child, he was an actor. Not only was he an actor, he was a voice actor. And he voiced Littlefoot in The Land Before Time. In one of the sequels, it was Journey to Big Water. I was a big Land Before Time fan when I was a kid. Had all those shits. I think I stopped after Big Freeze, but point being that hey, Muggs, you kind of came back at an unfortunate time. This was kind of the last list. Well, no, I can do the killers thing. I can do the Scream killers. I won't rank the movies, but I will rank the killers. I'll do that. But anyway. So how's it going, Muggs? But yeah, the guy who played the Rod Lane kind of character, I still don't remember his name, voiced Littlefoot in The Land Before Time in the remake. So this is my Nightmare on Elm Street tier list. Yeah, it's kind of standard, really. With how some people feel about this franchise in a way. Should I take a screenshot of this one? Nah. Alright. So I have time for one more, and I'm really feeling this one, doing the Scream killers. Because I can't rank the movies, because I'm about to get a fresh mindset on them. Oh yeah, that's not... Where are you, Stewie boy? Get your ass up there. Even though Matthew Lillard kinda doesn't like his performance in that movie, Stu is just a treasure. Anyway, man, I'm going to be ranking the Scream killers. This will be my last one. So, yeah. So, obviously, we started with Stu here. I mean, you can't... Who doesn't love Stu? Who doesn't love Stu? Aside from Matthew Lillard, who doesn't love Stu? Stu is such a lovable ham. Gotta love him. And I feel like this is gonna be kind of a short one. We're gonna go in order here. Let me do some organizing here. There we go. Well, yeah, you can't beat Billy. So clearly, the first Scream killers have to be on the S tier, cause they worked so well. Like, they did such a good job at billing Billy as a red herring. They did a great job. Like everyone's just like, oh, it's just one killer, right? I love that they kind of decided to go with two killers instead of just one. But it's kind of like a double red, you know? Kind of a double red. Also, can I just say I love the fact that Randy was right? I love that Randy was right about Billy and to an extent Stu, because he was sussing out Stu a lot. So, moving on. We have Mikey, played by the now legendary Timothy Olyphant. I love Timothy Olyphant. I do. I'm gonna be honest. I do. Like the first place I saw him in was Scream 2, but after a while, like until realizing who he was in Scream, I saw him as the sheriff in the remake of Wes Craven's The Crazies. Oh, another Wes Craven movie. As well as his prolific, like, not prolific, but like, as the main character in the show Justified, FX's Justified. So I'm gonna put him at B. Actually, I don't like his reasoning is fucking stupid, but I'm gonna bump him up a little bit just because it's Timothy Olyphant. And I'm gonna put Mrs. Loomis at A because Mrs. Loomis has a more reasonable reason to. She has a more reasonable freaking motive to be a killer. Like, and also, like, it's interesting because kind of cheating, actually, because like it's a side character. So it's a character in the background. Yeah, Mrs. Loomis A. Yeah, she's a character in the background that just pops in from time to time. Like her last name's Salt, and that makes sense because she be seasoned in some of these scenes. Roman, that is kind of a spicy take there, Wolf, because I'm going to be honest. I barely even remember Roman. I do. I barely remember him. And I've seen Scream 3 like multiple times, and I keep forgetting his face and forgetting his name. It wasn't until like recently, well not recently, but the last time I rewatched the franchise for Scream 2022 that I decided, all right, memorize it. Memorize the face, memorize the name. We don't need this crap to happen again. Like, also his reasoning is kind of baffling. Also, I just want to share some about Scream 2. Scream 2... That's also true, but I don't even think Billy knew about the pregnancy. I don't think Billy even knew. I think it was just like a one-time bang. And then he just kind of left. And before whoever he got pregnant could tell him about it, he gets fucking shot and his head drained out. He gets his head turned into a canoe. Anyway. So fun thing about Scream 2, there were actually supposed to be... Was it 3 or 4 killers? I think it was 4. It was supposed to be Mikey and Mrs. Loomis like it is now, but it was supposed to include Sydney's boyfriend, I forgot his name, and Sydney's best friend. You didn't recognize Roman without the glasses? It's fair. But yeah, Scream 2, because what it was, Scream 2's script got leaked, so they had to change a bunch of stuff on the fly. Even during like filming, they had to change a bunch of stuff. So they cut 2 killers, put in some lazy ass kills for Loomis. Get that. I'm building. Get your ass back down there, Mikey. But yeah, they had to change a whole bunch of shit. Charlie is D. I'm going to put him in C. I'm going to honestly put Charlie... Is that Charlie? It was Charlie, right? He's the Culkin? Is Charlie the Culkin? I don't remember. Either way, this guy from Part 4 is going in C because he wasn't as forgettable as Roman, but he's not really... I just don't like him as much as the others. I'm going to say it. I just don't like him as much as the rest. Sydney's cousin's going into B right behind Roman. Not Roman. Behind... Oh, fuck's sake. Behind Mikey. No, because I can... No, he's not, because I can look at him and remember that he's a killer. I could look at Roman and be like, like, at least with him, I don't forget he's there, you know? I mean, Jill is at B, mainly because, much like Mikey, her reasoning for killing is fucking stupid. It is. Her motive for murder is just so damn stupid. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. And he also kind of orchestrated Sydney's mom dying. As he says in the movie, I'm a director, so I directed. But again, she's kind of like Mikey in my mind in terms of both stupid motive and just overall just meh. Him less so because his reasoning is kind of meh as well. But his reasoning is just... His motivation is just not there. Scream 4, honestly, least favorite. I can understand that. And now we've reached Scream 5. These two. So, I'm going to put... I forgot his name. The last time I saw Scream 2022 was when it came out on DVD, so I don't remember this guy's name, sorry. But I'm going to put him... Again, it's the motive. It's the motive. I'm going to put him at A. I'm going to put him at A because out of everyone, he's the best at not playing suspicious. He's the best at completely swerving suspicion. So in terms of that, actually I'm going to put him there because much like Mrs. Loomis, no one really suspected him because he was so good at swerving like suspicion. Amber. I mean, she doesn't have the stupid motives like these two, but she wasn't really as secretive as them. So I'm going to put I'm going to put her I'm going to put Amber behind homie right here. And yeah, I think that'll do it. Richie! Thank you. Yeah, Richie was really good at swerving expectations, so I'm going to put Amber behind because she was always acting kind of sus for me. Don't you dare corrupt the S rank. How dare you? But, like... Oh, no, I'm sorry that you wanted her in S, but Amber was... Yeah, she's just not as good as Billy and Stu. Nothing can beat Billy and Stu. Nothing can beat Billy and Stu. But these three, in general, were good at swerving suspicion, just Amber not as much. So we have the masterminds. We have the good at playing innocent tier. We have the dumbass motives tier. The kinda there tier. And the who the fuck are you tier. The who tier. Yeah, matter of fact, I just saw the kill count for this movie, mind you. Yeah, she did go out the same way via fire in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. The person who played Amber was, but they were like, but the funny thing is, the directors were like, "Oh, should we do that? Because it's kind of like how she died in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood." But but they were like, "No, let's keep it in. That's a nice little reference." So, yeah, this is my final tier list. This was my tier of the Scream Killers. It's weird because I feel like she belongs here, but something still feels off with her being there. But, you know, whatever. But yeah, like, if it wasn't for the fact that I decided to mentally, like, torment myself, like I clockwork oranged myself to remember this guy's face and be like, oh yeah, he's the killer. I'm sorry for anyone who's fans of Roman, but Roman just, I kept forgetting his ass. Anyway, go ahead and go to pre-stream. So this was a fun little chill stream. I enjoyed that. But, so anyway, yeah, this has been my chat and chill stream. Did some tier lists, had a good time. And, there's nothing really much else for me to say. I'm excited for Scream 6. Even if my friend Jason doesn't show up, the movie is still going to be great. I just have this sinking feeling like this is going to be a good Scream movie. But it just might be a little bit of a bummer with my friend Jason not there, possibly. Depends. We'll see what happens. Right now it's looking very unlikely, but I hope he comes because man, I just like to see at least one Scream movie in theaters with the gang together. I mean, god dang. Herman missed the last one in theaters. I went and saw the first Scream by myself on a re-release. But either way, if you watch this stream live, then thanks for stopping by. If you are watching the VOD of this stream after the stream's concluded, then thank you for checking us out. And as always, I hope to see you guys in the next one. Still getting over the past week. And I don't really know what game to jump into. I'm definitely going to be jumping into Resident Evil 4 when it drops. But as of right now, I just can't feel the motivation after the previous week that I've had to stream a game. So what I think I might do is take some time to play a game like solo. Like I'm judging between Ghost of Tsushima or Star Wars, or that, what was it called? Star Wars Fallen Order? I don't know. But I don't know. Point being that motivation has been kind of scarce recently because of how bullshit this month started off with. Hopefully, Scream 6 will prove to be a nice little swerve into the right direction. Know what I mean? And, yeah, hope to see you guys, soon, hopefully. And, yeah. As always, hope to see you guys in the next one.